Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are the Infamous Idiots. This is episode number 1 of many to come. And we have here some funny sniffing powder. Okay, probably not sniffing powder. But we're gonna snort some stuff.
Whoa,
Right?
dude,
Not snorting it. Oh, okay. I don't know how
You just
smelling
get a
salts
good
work.
whiff.
Just a quick
Clear the
whiff.
nostrils, yeah.
I'm ready to open this.
Let's go. Let's just jump into it. Let's get it over with.
Oh!
Okay.
Oh my god!
Holy
Oh,
shit!
I'm crying.
Holy
Oh.
shit! Oh my god!
It's not even open.
Oh, it's not even open!
Oh,
Holy shit! I'm crying, bro.
what the fuck?
Oh my god! I got the biggest whiff of that shit.
Are you crying? Dude?
Yes!
Oh my god!
Holy
Oh,
fuck!
Jesus.
Oh my god, subscribe if you're new. Jesus Christ. Welcome to Infamous Idiots. That was...
God.
Wow. Oh my god, I'm fucking crying.
Oh, Jesus.
I really didn't think it was gonna be that bad.
Me either. Oh my
It was
god.
so bad.
Jeez. I'm ready to lift though. Like, let's
Dude,
go,
your eyes
bro.
are so red.
Oh, dude, yours are too.
Holy fuck, I feel like I'm a little high. Holy shit.
Dude, I'm scared.
Hold on. I think...
That-
Hold on, I was gonna say... Okay, it is a bottle. It's not even open. It's literally not even open. Oh my god, I'm fucking crying. Holy shit.
Jesus
I
Christ.
got the biggest whip of that thing. It says, do not sip.
Does it?
Is that what it says? My eyes are so blurry.
Yeah.
Wait,
Keep eyes, oh, it says keep eyes closed during use.
Oh, that's probably why. Yeah.
So we're not good at reading labels.
Well, that explains our the title of the channel, right?
We are
Idiots. Idiots.
Oh,
and
God.
we should have read the instructions. What is this? My eyes are so blurry.
It says use immediately before intense exertion.
Oh my god. Whew.
I feel like we just need like dude.
You want to go in for round 2? I mean,
Dude, we haven't even opened it.
oh my god. Alright, let's go. Holy shit.
We gotta put it because we're putting it back in there.
Whew. Yeah. Do not. Yeah. Yeah. Holy shit.
Oh, God, I'm crying.
Bro, I literally. I felt like I couldn't breathe for like a solid 3 seconds.
Dude, it hurt. Did you
It
see
hurt.
my
It
reaction?
hurt. It literally hurt.
Oh, dude.
It's not even open. What does it look like?
Shit.
I know. It just sizzled, did it not?
Oh my god. Dude, I'm actually so nervous.
I'm really nervous. That shit was intense, bro. I can't wait to watch this back.
Hold on. I'm gonna put all this in there.
Holy. Oh, we gotta keep it in there.
I know.
Okay,
That's what I'm
okay,
doing.
okay.
Oh, dude, I think I got some on my finger.
Does it work like. What does it.
Some on my fingers?
No, you're fine.
Let it be known on air. You smell that. That
Well,
is
I had
the
to make-
only time
I had
I've
to
ever
make
gotten
sure.
to do that.
I had to make sure because I was like, I don't need you rubbing your eye.
Yeah,
I'm already rubbing my. I'm still crying. A little
dude, me
bit.
too.
It's actually
I feel
ridiculous.
like I just watched End of Watch. You know?
Hey, End of Watch will do that to you. It gets you in your feels like
If you
nothing.
haven't seen End of Watch, Jake Gyllenhaal,
It's a must.
Michael
Must.
Pena, one of the greatest
Holy
hot movies of all time.
Yes. I mean, you
You
just gotta.
gotta keep your eyes closed during.
Yeah, I know. I didn't even. Mine were wide open. Yeah, I'm nervous too, bro. I'm scared actually.
All right. Oh my god. Oh.
Holy shit, dude.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
Oh.
Oh. Oh. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Bro, dude. He was drooling.
I'm not okay. Oh.
I'm fucking
Oh my
dead.
God.
I'm so crying from just laughter now.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
shit.
Jeez.
Dude, you know what it reminds me of a little bit? It's like, just your reaction. It's just like, bro, that hit wasn't big enough. And you're like, I'm gonna roast the bull for you. That's what it reminds me of. And I would just kill you. Oh my god.
That's not okay.
I haven't even taken mine yet. I'm nervous. I'm so nervous.
Oh my god. Oh, jeez.
I feel like I gotta get this nostril. That's what I feel like.
Oh.
Holy fuck. That is so funny, dude. Oh my god. Dude, we gotta do this before everybody. Dude, we gotta do this before every pod now. Just fucking go at it.
I'm not okay. Oh.
Dude, I fucking can't stop laughing. Oh my god.
Well, it's your turn.
I know, I wanted you to enjoy my reaction because I enjoyed yours. I feel
Dude,
I honestly
if
feel
you
like I
got
gotta
the
get
sniff in that, oh my god, dude. I can breathe out of my left nostril now.
And I feel like I gotta get my right nostril. Alright, close my eyes.
Yeah, close your eyes.
I feel like I gotta push this back because I feel like I'm gonna jump in the air.
Yeah, you are,
Because dude, that first one was terrible. I gotta emphasize, we did not even officially open it at first. I mean, it was bad.
Oh,
I can smell it. That's the thing, is I can fucking smell it.
Jesus Christ.
Alright, I'm just
It says, hold on, it says on there. That's exactly what it is.
Alright, I'm going for it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Holy shit! I feel like I can't breathe. Oh my god!
Oh, let's go again.
Oh my god! Holy fuck! Holy
crying.
shit!
You look like
I've
you just
been
took the
crying.
fattest hit, dude.
I did. I just took the biggest sip I could.
Oh my god.
I was like, I'm not Mama Grace, no bitch. Holy fuck!
You look like you just watched a really emotional.
Yeah.
You
Holy
look like
fuck.
you look like how we were during 1917.
Yes. Jesus fucking Christ! I gotta blow my nose.
Yeah, dude. Dude, you did.
Oh shit! My nose is bleeding.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
You okay?
I'm not
So,
okay.
we have
I'm literally not okay.
Someone's dying on the pod.
Woo! Probably should drink some water. Jesus Christ.
Oh, dude, I'm still like.
I cannot recover. I feel like I cannot recover. That was so bad.
So bad. Please close it. Please close it. It feels like
Oh my
Look
god.
away. Look away. Look away.
I can't even open this. My eyes
I
are
got you,
so
I got you.
blurry.
Away.
Woo!
Oh.
Oh my.
So Godzilla -1.
Yeah, Godzilla -1, bro. Holy fuck. I just can't recover. Dude, we need like a big pack of paper towels or something.
I can go get some.
Yeah, go get some. Jesus Christ. That was so unbelievably bad. We thought that was a great idea for a trailer podcast. I mean, I guess it is because we're fucking crying. Oh my god, I just can't recover. My eyes are just blurry, they're just watering. Holy shit. It says do not sniff. What the? My eyes are so blurry, I cannot read. Lightly squeeze, form nose, and keep eyes closed during use. It says do not stick the. It does not. It says does not stick. I cannot fucking read, bro. It does not. Dude, his face was crazy the way he just looked at me. Dude, my eyes, they're so bad.
You got the eyes of you know when the Hulk got possessed by Scarlet Witch?
Yeah.
You got those eyes, dude. I can't find it.
He's panicking. Come in camera at least. Oh,
How do people do cocaine?
I don't know. I really don't know how people do cocaine because my God, that was so bad.
Want to go again?
No, I actually don't. That second time was terrifying.
Oh God! I think you got the worst of
Dude,
it,
I
dude.
feel like
Because I didn't bleed.
I was bleeding, and dude, I literally was like, I can't breathe. I was like,
It's hard to breathe,
I was like,
right? You have that moment when you first
you had the air knocked out of you, right?
Yeah,
And that's what it felt
that's
like.
what
to
it felt
me.
like. I couldn't breathe. I was.
Woo.
Dude, I'd rather take a liver punch than do that again. Honestly.
Dude, I agree.
That was so bad.
fuck. I have a little bit of a headache too. I can feel it in the back of my brain.
Oh my
Holy
god.
fuck. That was so bad.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I don't know about I think it's gonna take the full pod to recover. My eyes are just blurry.
Dude, I'll tell you what. If you work night shift and
True.
you're like, dude, I can't stay awake, get this. You will be awake.
Woo.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, dude. It feels like it's embedded in my nostrils now. Like it feels like
Dude, you just
they
feel
just
like
have a
you can't get
permanent
it out
home.
of their nostril.
Yeah, it just feels like it has a permanent home right here.
Does one hurt more than the other? My left nostril is still recovering.
They're kind of even now. Because the first time I did it, I know it was just the bag. I gotta emphasize how it was just the bag, and we were reacting bad, dude. Because it mainly went up my left nostril the first time. Second time, and this one was kind of closed. But when I sniffed it, it mainly went, and then just like everything cleared instantly. Like it was like instant cleared, and then it was like my brain was on fire.
Oh my god. Hold on.
My eyes were blurry.
We
We didn't even read it. We
We didn't read it.
Well, they saw.
Until-
We unpackaged it right on air, and we did it all in one swoop. Holy fuck.
Oh, Jesus. It literally says super powerful.
Dude,
We really didn't even read it.
we should do the one chip challenge next.
Oh, I'm not doing it. I refuse to
Honestly,
do that.
I
I've
think-
done it before.
I have never done it.
Okay, how
I've
about
had the
this?
hot ones.
We
on.
do
Here,
it?
I think you gotta bring the mic a little closer to you.
We do it. He does it. I've done because I feel like it works better if one of us has already done it. The other one just kind of, you know.
No, we both gotta do it on camera. What the
I just
hell?
don't want to do it.
Yeah, I know you don't want to do it.
I don't know how you felt, but upon first upon the first smelling, I wanted to get physical and take out my finger on someone. That's how bad it was. You know, where you're just like, oh
felt
my
like-
god.
I felt the complete opposite. I wanted to just like, I don't know. I felt, Judy, you know what it kind of reminded me of?
What?
You remember me of that one time when we were at the person's house and I took the massive dab in their fucking attic and it was like 115 degrees outside. It was midsummer and I was just having sweats and I was like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out. That's how I just felt right now when I was like freaking out and I couldn't breathe. I was like, I gotta get the hell out
I
of
just
here.
got like a sudden heat flash.
Yeah.
Like a hot. I get it. Oh my god.
I don't know if that's like how you're supposed to react.
I've seen people's reactions.
I've only seen it on Joe's.
Shout out Joe Rogan.
Oh yeah, we need to shout him out. I've only seen him a little bit, like just like a compilation or like when Theo Von did it. And he's like, I gotta go it again. I'm like, looking now, I'm like, bro, you're a wild man.
He's a psychopath.
He's a psychopath. 'Cause that was
and we mean that
intense.
in the most heartful way possible. Theo Von is just not of this. He's not a normal human being.
That was something. I feel like my right nostril's recovered. My left one,
I feel like I want to sniff.
I can
the right
smell it.
nostril
I
so
can still smell it. Is the thing. It also
It
probably
really does
tastes
clear
great.
up your sinus.
It does though.
It doesn't. Yeah, man, that was. I will say this though. I have a deviated septum, and usually I only breathe out of one nostril. I can breathe pretty good now. Honestly, I can breathe pretty good. I feel good. Today, we are. What's the hot topic of discussion? Godzilla minus
Godzilla.
one.
Yes. You want to take it off? I feel like I'm still recovering.
Yeah.
Are you fully recovered?
I feel like I'm fully recovered.
Dude, I here's the thing is I feel like I can still smell it.
I think
Like,
you got
I feel,
the worst.
I feel like I got some particles in my fucking nose.
I think you got the worst reaction out of the both of us.
I'm gonna throw it this way because I have blood on
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Yeah. It's okay.
Sorry.
Are you
I brought
okay?
this cum rat.
My
No,
thing-
no, I'm fine now. Like I'm actually fine now,
Yeah.
but I can just smell it. Is the thing is every time I'm like
That's exactly
I'm
what
like a
that
little
was used for, by the way.
PTSD. What? Yeah, I know. I figured. That's what I just said. I threw away his cum rag. I mean, it was right in front of me. It was the only thing I had to use. So I was like,
I just used it too. I didn't watch
I had to bite the bullet on that.
it. Oh my god. Anyways,
Woo!
look,
Okay.
if Godzilla's atomic breath felt half of what that felt like, then that thing is dangerous.
I mean, dude, he's
okay?
literally throwing nukes out of his fucking. Dude, okay. My experience with
Let's talk
Godzilla.
about good. Let's talk about
Hold on,
Godzilla.
let's go into Mike's. I want to go with Mike's.
Yeah,
because I feel
yeah,
like you
of
have
course.
more experience with Godzilla as a whole than I do. So my first experience with Godzilla was the one in like 2005, the one that took place in New York City. You know what
It
I'm talking
came
about?
out in 1998. With
Oh, 1990. Okay, whatever. But it had like
Matthew
they had like
Broderick.
eggs in there.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
like she laid eggs. It's a she, or like it's a whatever, non-binary, or whatever.
Yeah.
It's a creature that can create its own eggs,
Uh,
and it turned out to be like, it literally turns into Jurassic Park, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like these tiny little Godzillas are just roaming the city now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my very first experience with Godzilla. Now, mind you, I probably watched it around 2005, 2007. I was a little lad. You know what I mean? I actually really liked it. I haven't watched it in at least probably almost 2 decades now. But I remember really liking it. My next experience is with the first Godzilla remake, the one that was in 2015, I think?
2014 with Edwards, right?
Yes.
It's Aaron Taylor Johnson, Bryan Cranston.
Yes, and I thought it was extremely boring. I did not
Really?
I did not like it.
Wow.
I was like, I don't know. I just remember not like. I've only seen it once. Maybe if I go back with like a fresh perspective, but I did not like
You
it.
did have a pre-adolescent mind.
Yes, I
Frontal
did.
lobe was not
Yes.
developed.
Nor is anyone's below, what is it, 25, I think? Or 26.
Something like that.
Yeah, so you still got some ways to go. But anyways, that's my next experience. And then I watched the first Kong vs. Godzilla. I watched that one.
That's fun.
It was fun. It was fun. That was more of what I wanted from Godzilla. But now -1, it just made me realize exactly what I wanted from Godzilla. Like, he was so, like, okay, how many people made the movie? Because I saw some things that, like, only a group of people made the CGI for it.
I know that the director really took in hand of kind of overseeing all the special effects. There's a rumor that they made it for like 12, like I think I want to say 12 to 15 million, and the director came out and said, "I wish I had made it for that much," which makes you question like, okay, if you had lower than that budget to what you were doing with, like, what can you do if you give this man like a freaking $20 million budget? He's gonna make that thing look amazing.
But when they first introduced Godzilla, like coming out of the ocean and everything, like, or maybe it was a little later, but when he like peeked his head, it just made me feel like Jaws, and I was like, oh my god!
Yes.
I was like, this thing is terrifying. Terrifying.
Are you talking about the scene where they're in the boat, right?
Yeah,
they're
in the boat.
literally being chased by
Yeah, the
Godzilla.
mid movie. Yeah, mid part of the movie.
Yeah.
They come across the crash. Dude, I was like, this thing is. It was exactly what I wanted from Godzilla. And then I know I'm jumping ahead, but when he went into the city and like just destroyed everything, and then when you first see his atomic blast, like in full force, I was like, wow, that's actually a nuke. Like, it was actually a fucking nuke.
Yeah.
Because like in the movies, it's always been like, oh, like
It's like that area is just
just that area. Everything was fucked.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god.
What did you think? Did you like the ending?
I did like the ending. Are you talking about? So you're talking about the ending with the humans, or the end, like the end,
Just
like
the
kind of like
ending
the
as a
post-credit?
whole.
Okay, the whole ending was awesome. I do, like I said, I don't know that much about Godzilla, so I didn't know he regenerated. So I thought it was really cool when the landmine blew up in its face, and it just like, I wasn't expecting that.
Slowly,
I thought it was just gonna like have battle scars from like the years and years that it's been alive. Like that's what I always thought Godzilla was, and seeing that it could like regenerate on the spot, that was sick. That was actually sick. Caught me off guard because, like I said, I'm not the biggest like Godzilla fan.
But what would you say was, if you have any like bad things to say about Godzilla? Do you think those things work?
My only like kind of issue, I guess, is that when I forget the character's name, I apologize, but the girl, when she essentially dies, when she just gets like swept away from the blast, which is insane.
Yeah.
That the blast pushes you and then also pulls back.
Yeah.
That's crazy. The fact that she survived that is insane. And then when you see her by the end of the movie, I know spoiler, but when you see her by the end of the movie, she's just like, I have one bandage. And her face is like perfect. I'm like, okay. And I don't know, that's just like me. Me personally, I have no problem with her surviving, but I'm like, you gotta have like a limb missing or something, because like the blast was insane. Like it's like pushes, like,
Honestly,
and then it pulls back.
my gripe was that it's like the same thing with Titanic. There was plenty of room for both of you to have been saved from the blast.
Yes.
It
It's
felt unnecessary for her to push him away when there's this giant explosion that she could easily just kind of like hug him and just like get behind something.
Yeah, she could have literally like dove on him and they both
I think she wasn't already
or like
wanting
they
to.
dove and then they like smacked against the wall or something. You know, like, I don't know. You don't need to just do the.
Yeah, exactly. And that really was my only gripe that I could think of right now about the movie.
Yeah.
I think this movie was, if you were alive during the original Godzilla and you just watch Godzilla for the first time, I imagine this is the feeling they felt. Where like, yo, this beast is terrifying. You know, it's supposed to Godzilla's supposed to be an allegory for like the nukes that were sent to Japan. You know.
Oh, I also did like the time period.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's
like
it's
World War II.
Yeah,
Post
is that
World War
always
II.
been what like the lore has been?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's always been. It's usually like during World War II or post World War II, because that was when all the nukes were happening during that era. And I think the original took place during that time. Are you okay?
I feel like I'm still getting whiffs of it where I'm like, oh my god, I'm having like little flashbacks. I'm like, can I breathe?
Little PTSD flashbacks.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna just push this as far as possible.
Understandable.
Woo! Starting to get a little hot too.
I think the score was really good. I've noticed that they used the original Godzilla
Yeah, I was gonna
score.
say, didn't they use that?
Yeah, and I thought that was a really cool callback. Yeah, I honestly, out of 5, I gotta give it a 5 out of 5. I really do
You're rating
enjoy
it?
this.
I don't. Okay.
If
think
I
his
had to
name
give
is
it a
Dave
rating,
Portnoy, right? That's his name that does the pizzas. Or you don't know anything about that?
isn't that Barstool?
Yeah, Barstool. You know how he rates the pizzas and stuff.
I've never seen his content.
Okay,
like
so
that,
I guess I gotta inform you guys. Devin Portnoy goes
David?
around. David, I don't know his full name. I just seen a couple of his videos, but he goes around the United States, tries to find the best pizza, and he has a rating system 1 out of 10, and he rates it out. And that's kind of the system that I've adopted a little bit, because his whole thing is like, oh, if you give it a 5 out of 5, how is anything better than a 5 out of 5? Like that's his whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, if you you find that's like a 10 out of 10 is a goddamn masterpiece, and there's nothing that's ever going to be better than it. So I've kind of adopted that a little bit in terms of like, but just doing it toward the movies. So you saying 5 out of 5, it's kind of like that. I'm a little shocked by that, to be honest. Because to me, if I'm rating on the 10 scale, I give it like a solid
Like what?
8.5, like an 8.8. It was
That's
very,
still
very
really
good.
solid.
It was a very, very
Still
good.
really solid.
There was only one part where I just remember like kind of looking at my phone because I got like a little distracted, and it was like I
TikTok
think
brain.
no, it wasn't TikTok brain. I was like doing something else. I try to avoid TikTok actually
Oh, well, that's
because
good.
you can just do doom scrolling forever. You literally
That
can.
is so true. That
Yes.
is a whole other conversation. But let's finish the Godzilla.
But anyways, excuse me. Fuck, I forgot my train of thought. Well, the only part where I kind of got a little distracted, I think it was after the boat scene where I was just kind of like a little bit more like, okay, like what are we doing here? And also, I do think that the movie was unintentionally funny at times because I watched the translated version. So there's like just some things where like at the dude, he's like, oh yeah, no, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? I'm like, dude.
Yeah, sometimes the translations doesn't really
Did you
work
watch
that
it
well.
translated?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because that's the immediate first option, and I just didn't really go out of my way to undub it.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, I watch my movies with subtitles anyways, so even if I was to change it,
I can't stand subtitles, bro. I just can't. If I feel like if I have to read during a movie that I'm watching, I just lose it.
That's what happens when someone that reads at a 3rd grade level. You know,
Hey, it's
has
a
to read.
4th grade level. 4th grade here, okay?
The last thing you read were picture books. But to be fair, so do I.
I never fully let go of comic books, so there you go. That should tell you everything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a diss on you as well.
I just said that I read them too. I said, but to be fair, I read them too.
It's like the only thing that I read. Although I was telling my girl that I do like having books because I feel like books
Makes you feel smarter.
No, it's not even that. It's more like just knowing that someone creative, because I would put myself as I have a YouTube channel that I built for like at least 3 years. I didn't even explain that, but I have a YouTube channel that I've built for like 3 years. So I consider myself a pretty creative person that I try to like push myself as much as I possibly can, and it's nice having a book that I also know someone is creative that took the time to do that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, kind of just having that, like, aura. I'm like, wow, they made, I don't know, let's just say 150,000, or I don't know, not 150,000, 150 word page book. I'm like, that, to me, that seems daunting. You know what I mean? But they took the time to do that and be creative and stretch their wings or, you know, do and like go through that whole process.
So it's kind of like just appreciating the creative value that a book is, and that somebody to
and
make
like
a book.
like I said, it's like it's aura. Like just knowing that it's there, and like I can pick it up anytime and just read a chapter.
I can
and
relate
kind of
to that.
feel like a little, either motivation or maybe pick you up when you're down or anything like that. That's what I like having a book for, personally. Because like a lot of the books, other than comic books, a lot of books that I have are like, I guess self-help. Like more like entrepreneur-y kind of, I guess.
Entrepreneurship.
Not like full-blown, the triangle.
Pyramid scheme.
Yeah. But, like things that are just like, these are the things that you should be doing type thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I have like 2 autobiographies as well. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I have Arnold's and I have Logic's.
Both of those are really cool. Yeah, I can understand why you would read their autobiography. Very successful people in their fields, and Arnold is a legend. So
Arnold is an dude. He was my first favorite actor ever.
You said he was your favorite action star, right?
Action star ever. The first time. Ever.
Mine was Jason Statham.
Jason.
Yeah, dude, I grew up on the Transporter movies. I think those were so. I actually preferred those when I was younger over the Fast and Furious movies.
But see, that's understandable. Because Fast and Furious, my 2 favorite is literally Fast 5 and Tokyo Drift. I feel like that's a lot of people's, unless they throw like I'll accept like.
I think Fast 6 is underrated. I think Fast 6. I think for just a dumb popcorn movie.
Was that the Paul Walker send off, or was that?
No, that was 7.
Okay.
6 is the one where he's like literally in it for its entirety. It's the one where do you remember they have the car, like the rap car? They have like a car.
Oh yeah, and he's like near boom, and he like flips the car.
Yeah.
Okay, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I remember. You're jogging my memory. So the thing is
cool.
that there's just been so many of them now that from 5 below, I remember pretty handily. I remember 4. Not a lot of people liked it, but I felt like
I thought 4 was really good.
I thought it was underappreciated.
I think 4 was a really good middle ground in between like modernizing the franchise, but also. I don't know. I feel like 4
was a little bit more
super
grounded too. It was way more grounded.
It still had its like action element
yes.
and its set pieces, but it still revolved around cars.
Yeah,
they weren't in outer space.
Dude,
Dude, I agree. I think Fast and because it's just called Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
And again, one thing I do not like about the Fast and Furious movies is like their titles sometimes can be too much.
Yeah.
Like. It should have just been called.
Did you see the last one?
X, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you see the ending to me was just so absurd.
It was like it
was too absurd for me.
It's like it's like not reaching a full orgasm.
Okay.
It's just like there's no payoff to any of this. It's just foreplay.
So you're just getting edged the entire time.
Exactly. And I don't like to get edged the entire time. I like to finish. But that's just me. Some people enjoy it. I get that. But also, like, there was nothing memorable about it, I guess, other than Jason Momoa.
Yeah,
I think Jason Momoa absolutely stole that role. I do think he's kind of playing a little bit of like a. I think he's. Yeah, obviously. But I meant, like, I do feel like he's not as physically as imposing as I hoped he would be. But I think that he's kind of like hiding that.
One dude was freaking super imposing.
Who?
Thad.
Oh yeah,
he was just.
Richardson.
He just took up the screen.
I remember.
I was like, whoa.
He went to the movie theater to watch it.
Yeah,
and he was like, I remember getting a text from him. I was talking about the actor Alan Richardson.
That's his name.
Yeah, and I tried to get him to watch Reacher for the longest time. He's like, I just don't see Dad Castle as someone physically imposing. And then I get these texts. Do you remember when you texted me?
Yeah.
You're like, dude, he's huge. And then, like,
huge.
And like, dude, language. He's like, okay, I get it.
I was like, oh my god.
I get it.
Because he's next to like 2 jack dudes as well, and he's just like
Vin Diesel. Dude, I think he might be as big, if not maybe a little bigger than The Rock now.
I could see that. Honestly,
I think it'd be very hard. And I feel like...
Whatever happened to his spin-off movie? Because they had...
Hobbs and Shaw?
Hobbs and Shaw, yeah. I actually really did like Hobbs and Shaw.
Hobbs and Shaw, I think, was really
I thought it was
fun.
super fun. My only gripe was why did they change the freaking filter on the camera when they like had the huge fight and at the end of the movie? I hated that. In like the morning, you remember that? Like they had the huge fight.
When they fight Idris Elba.
Yes.
And it's like a tag team.
But no, it's like in the morning. It's like a big fight. And it happens like on the beach or something.
Yeah.
I'm kind of going off my memory.
Yeah.
But it had like this weird, like dusky kind of look, and it was just looked so bad.
You didn't like that?
I did not like that. I think the way George Miller films for like the night, where he essentially films during the day, but then just adds the fucking the night filter.
Is that what he
that's
does?
the way. Yeah, that's what he does.
I
He
didn't know
films it
that.
during the day, and then he just adds the night filter, and it looks so much better. Because if you film things actually at night, it looks like shit. You need lights everywhere, or it's like super dark. I can't think of what's that movie? Alien vs Predator, the third one, or maybe it was the second.
It's the second one.
It was so bad. You couldn't see anything.
Yeah.
You couldn't see a damn thing.
When you say that movie's dark, it's not in terms of the content in it or anything like that. It's like you literally can't see shit on the screen. You're like, is that a xenomorph?
And
I think that's a xenomorph.
To me personally, the first Alien vs Predator is super underappreciated. I think that movie is actually really good.
I haven't seen that in so long, but I remember watching
I
it
think
as a wee young boy and
I think it's
enjoying
the
it.
third
so.
best Alien movie.
Yeah, I think you enjoy the Alien franchise a little more than I do.
Alien Romulus. Here we go.
Yeah.
Look,
okay.
hold on, I'm excited. I'm on the excited side. I grew up watching Alien because of my grandfather, R.I.P. I grew up watching really classic movies because of him. My taste in movies is largely attributed to him, for sure. So I enjoy Alien a little bit more, and same with Predator, I think.
I actually thoroughly enjoy Predator.
Oh, okay, good.
Predators 2 is the one that I kind of grew up on.
Predator 2, really?
Yeah.
That's actually my least favorite one.
I can see why.
To me, it goes Predator, and then it goes Prey. And then Predators. Predators is super underrated in my opinion.
forgot about
Predators was awesome, bro.
Predators was
Dude, did
really
I
good.
ever tell you the post-credit scene they were supposed to do?
No, I don't
So
think you did.
the ending was supposed to be like it was supposed to be a post-credit scene. They're supposed to be like, oh, what do we do now? And then a ship kind of comes down, and then it opens up, and then Arnold comes out. And
I
he's
heard
like
about that,
he's like
actually.
leading his own clan of predators. That was supposed to happen, but it didn't happen because of like conflict or like scheduling.
conflicts.
Yeah. I was like, no way! That would have been so awesome.
That actually would have
Because-
been amazing. Actually,
When
you know what?
when did that movie come out?
2010. 2009, 2010.
Would that have been like one of the first post-credit scenes, or would that have been like right at the start?
Might have been like at the start.
Well, yeah,
because Iron Man,
yeah, because Iron Man was
2007.
Oh, 2007? Oh, okay.
Because the following summer, Dark Knight came out, and that was just killing it at the box office.
Yeah, you're right.
Honestly, out of all the franchises Arnie should return to, it's Predator. Just leave the Terminator franchise alone. Let it die.
Let it die.
Let it die.
Let it be rebooted in like 30 years.
Yeah, let it
It's
become
just, it's over.
some TV series on Netflix or something like that further in the future. And that's just let it die. Okay, I'm
Also,
tired.
you know what? The last Predator or the last Terminator game that came out is actually really good.
See, stuff like that doesn't is cool. Like do stuff like video games. Do stuff like you
Well,
know.
one of the reasons
comic
why it
books.
did so well is because they gave the creative team full creativity. Then they have nobody meddling, no nothing.
They
You have to
gave
hit this
full
certain
creativity to Shane Black that did The Predator. And that was just I don't even know what that movie was, honestly. That movie used autism as like a superpower. And it was like how is an autistic child supposed to like know alien technology? That makes literally
It
no
makes
sense.
no sense.
Like
No
there are
sense.
some things I kind of appreciated. I can appreciate.
I forgot about that.
I-
That's how forgetful this movie is.
I didn't hate like how jokey it could get because these are like military soldiers that might have like a dark sense of humor. But come on, dude. And then like the end credit scene felt really corny to me. He's like, "Oh, this is this suit, the Predator killer," and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's my suit," and you're just like, "Am I supposed to be excited about this?" Because like I was
So
just underwhelmed.
it actually is in lore. It actually is in
I'm sure it is,
But the
I
way
didn't
they
care.
executed it
Yeah.
was terrible.
Yeah.
It was terrible. The whole everything about that movie was just so poorly done.
I think
It
the
just wasn't
Predator.
correct.
I think the Predator franchise is finding its stride, and hopefully it continues being like an anthology series where it's just set in
Well,
different
there's
time
supposed to be
periods.
there's supposed to be a sequel to Prep.
Yeah, but it's not like Prey. It's supposed to be like it's set in a different time period, from my understanding.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The thing that I saw was like it's you get like a time jump of like 15 years when they come back.
I wouldn't want that, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, not at all. Because I feel I like the idea of throughout time and history.
I do
we have
agree with
all
that.
these.
I like that.
We have all these moments that we've obviously come into conflict with the Predators, but I don't know. I guess because Predators has never made an iconic character. I guess other than Arnold Schwarzenegger that made you want to follow the franchise.
Yeah.
But I think that works best. Same with Aliens. I think that's the
Well,
best thing you could do with that
that's the thing, though,
franchise.
is that I feel like they've gone away. Like, perfect example is Alien. The first Alien, other than Ridley, was about a singular alien that carried the movie.
Yeah, but actually, I take that back because Ripley. I don't know much about the Alien franchise, but I can admit that Ripley sounds extremely important.
She's a badass.
She's a badass, from my understanding, and
that's
know
how
that
a female character should be written. Exactly like that. She needs to be a badass. Like, overcome things. You need to overcome because you don't
like,
just immediately become a badass. That's not how it works. Like, when I was first born, I wasn't immediately a badass. I trained a little bit, and now I'm kind of mediocre. You know what I mean? I'm not a full-blown badass.
I feel like
I feel like that's one thing with
that's
movies.
Rey from the Star Wars.
Yes,
Star
exactly.
Wars movies.
That's one thing with just movies in general, actually. Movies in general now, they're always just like, boom, they learned a skill. Now I'm just an expert because it just came to me just as a whim. No, that's not how reality works. Like, perfect example is Prey. I forget the main character's name, but she struggled. She was not good in the beginning. Like, she kept freezing. She kept getting basically saved. She literally got saved. She should have died. But the Predator started overlooking her to where she used that as an advantage. By the end of the movie, she was a full-blown badass. But she's not a whole badass for the entire movie. And that's how it should be.
I should probably watch Prey.
I thought you watched it.
I haven't seen Prey. I want to.
Well,
it's on my list. There's
it's
a lot
really
of things
good.
on my
I
list.
honestly think it's. I think you should. I think you should watch because it was really good.
I think I'm gonna do like a horror movie binge because I do want to watch the new Hellraiser.
There's a new one.
It was a remake.
Oh. Okay.
It's supposed to be like last year.
Oh.
It's supposed to be
way
closer
over my radar
because it's based off a book,
mm-hmm.
and it's supposed to be closer to the source material than the movie was. Because I guess Pinhead in like the books is more of like a non-binary type character. You don't really know it's this being's gender because Hellraiser is played by Pinhead is played by a woman in this remake.
Okay,
but she looks really good. And I've heard nothing but good things, and I've seen some of her designs, and it's fucking creepy. It is so creepy. There's something about those, probably like the first Pinhead, maybe the second one, where I think that it's just severely underappreciated. Like, there's this effect in the first one where like someone's reanimating their body, and it's all practical effects.
Oh, I think I did see something about this.
Yeah,
and they did it in reverse, right?
Yeah.
I do remember
God,
this.
it's so cool.
I'm very. This is his alley. Horror movies is 100% his alley. I don't know anything about Pinhead. Besides that, I know. Wait, was that from Pinhead?
Hellraiser, yeah.
Oh, Hellraiser. Okay.
Yeah, it's
so
it's a love story.
Did
you know that?
I did not know that.
So it's literally like this woman and her husband get the house, if I remember correctly, and I'm probably butchering it. It's been so long since I've seen it. But basically, she gets this house that is that was her husband's brother, who has now died, and he somehow comes back alive because he escaped hell. That's where the Pinhead and all the Cenobites come into play. They're coming back for him because he escaped hell.
Yeah.
But it's this really weird love story because she had an affair with him. And has had year-long affairs with him. So it's just this crazy...
This is not what I thought the movie was at all about.
I think you would like it.
Dude, I honestly thought it was like something like just like a Friday the 13th or like a Nightmare on Elm Street.
See, okay, that's
when did the movie
that's
come
what
out?
a lot of these horror movies turn into.
When did the movie come out?
I think like 88.
So it was around in that time period, right?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. But like, this is what I meant to say too. A lot of those horror movies, like the first Nightmare on Elm Street, you've seen it.
Yeah.
That's a horror movie masterpiece. Like, still to this day, it's still creepy and but as the franchise progresses, it turns into something like a slasher, just a cookie cutter slasher. You don't really.
The one that was in like 2016 was terrible.
Are you talking about the Nightmare on Elm Street remake?
Yeah.
The 2010 one.
Okay, so that one was terrible.
I didn't hate it, but
really?
it was just a basic remake.
I felt like it was just a little too safe. That's what I felt.
That too. It didn't take enough creative liberties. I did like that because originally he was supposed to be a pedophile, but because a bunch of cases during that time, they're like, let's just change Freddy into a child murderer, which doesn't really make sense when you think about it.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, when that realistically does happen, it kind of does lean towards the other way as well. But they kind of doubled down on it, and there was this really cool thing in the remake that there's a certain point where they think that they might have killed an innocent man. I don't know if you remember that.
No.
Because they're like the parents had no proof that Freddy had done anything to the kids. They're just going based off of what kids said.
Oh yeah, you're driving.
So
right, yes.
I think that's
how they burned down the school.
Yeah,
or something.
Yeah, or they chase him and whatever. But like that little detail is very intriguing to me, which I wish they'd explore that.
That makes sense.
I mean, other than that, it's kind of like basic.
To me personally, if they were to do a remake for Emma and Elm Street, I would honestly want it to be a period piece. Like go back to the 80s, essentially where it started. I don't think coming back to modern era would be as good. Like to me, like Friday the 13th, I think you can do that at modern era.
Mm-hmm.
But for something like Never on Elm Street, I just think going back to the good old days, essentially back to the 80s, to me just logically makes more sense. With that being said, I did like the newest. I don't know the dates of when these movies came out, but Friday the 13th, the one that came out when we were in high school.
2009, yeah.
Yeah, that one was awesome.
That was
that
terrifying.
was terrifying.
Jason.
Yeah, him running was scary. I was like, whoa, chill.
Dude, and he was so sadistic. Like, he left that dude out in the field screaming for his friend's help, but they know it was just like a trap. So, oh man, I can't imagine, dude. That was a really good underrated. My only gripe with that movie, though, is again my biggest gripe with every single modern horror movie is that there's no memorable characters. I don't give a fuck about any single one of them. And like,
I agree.
They have Jared Padalecki, who's on Supernatural, and I feel like they win that. That's how forgettable it is.
Oh my god, I actually forgot about that.
You have a great actor who can do a lot, and you put him in a forgettable role, you know, and it's just man.
I genuinely forgot about that. I only remember that one girl that was in there. I don't even know her name. She was in like a superhero.
Yeah, movie. She was on. She's in the Flash.
Oh yeah, that's right. I know.
But she was also in that superhero movie, that Disney superhero movie.
Oh yeah, that's like Sky High.
Sky High.
Yes.
Sky High.
Yes. Oh my god, that movie's actually a banger.
That is a great movie. Actually.
I haven't seen it in years, so I don't know how it aged. But as a kid, I was like, "That movie's on." I was like, "Mom, you gotta put it on."
Yes,
please. Is it on?
It's
like you used to like DVR things too.
Yeah. Because your parents were watching TV at the time or something, you're like, okay, I can just watch that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Playing my action figures in the back, big background noise.
Yeah. Man, simpler times.
Yeah, simpler times.
Simpler
awesome,
times. Bro. Yeah, dude.
Now we're fucking old heads. Not quite actually. I feel like once you get to like about 35.
Yeah, but I'll be honest with you, bro. Like, I feel like I've always kind of been an old soul.
Yeah. Here's the thing. The way I view, like, I guess, like, decades, I don't view it as, like, like, from 2010 to 2020, that's a decade. Obviously, it is a decade. But I mean more, like, in terms of, like, because to me, you got to go by perspective. Because you got to go by how you are. For me, when I officially became an adult, which was from 18, I view 18 to 25 as my first, like, kind of decade of being an actual adult. And I view from 25 to 35 being a full-blown adult. That's when you are completely, essentially on your own.
I feel like I just turned into an adult. My frontal lobe just developed. Or it's still developing.
It is still developing. So, I think your frontal lobe fully is developed 100% by 27, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, but can we just talk about the fact that why do men have to, like, why do we get it late and women get it earlier, right? That seems unfair.
It seems unfair, but, you know, I don't know.
And, like, we don't gain emotional intelligence way later in our lives. That's insane.
To me, I think it just goes back to, like, prehistoric days, essentially, because, like, I don't know. I just think that men had a shorter lifespan back then.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's what I think it attributes to that, to be honest.
100%.
Because as you think of, like, the offspring coming out from the people, you know, you would die, essentially. Like, right, if we would go back then, right now, we're lucky to be 26, 27.
Back then?
Here's the thing, though. To me, it really depends where you're born. If we're born here in Oregon, I don't know, bro. You deal with every element. You deal with every single element, and that's tough.
And cowboys and Indians. So.
Exactly, and I think that
Would you be a cowboy?
well, that you're that's way ahead because that's like what 18 something. I'm thinking like we're still using spears to get like cattle. You know what I mean?
like saber tooths.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking of. That's what I said. It's like to me it depends where you're geologically born at. Because like if right now, right, if there was no shelter, no nothing, we had to deal with rain, the sun, the wind. You're gonna need a shelter. You 100% need a strong shelter, and you're needed to stay with me. We have bears up here, cougars,
Dude.
You know what I
You
mean?
want to know how I know I wouldn't survive? Because camping itself seems like a
oh my
fucking
god!
nuisance.
So here you go. When we first went camping, because I've been camping my entire life, and we went camping like I think like what were we like 19, 20? We
I
camping.
was like freshly 18.
Yeah, and I was 19.
I was
we
a
went
young
camping,
lad.
and no one knew how to do anything. I was like, so I gotta build a fire.
Yeah.
Just me here. I was like, okay, here we gotta grab all the wood.
I was there protecting
I had to
you.
drag. You're not fooling nobody with that. I had to drag him and one of our other buddies. I'm like, bro, we're also high as shit, by the way. We're extremely high.
Are you talking about the time?
Yes,
Okay.
we were extremely high, and I was like, we gotta grab all this wood. Come on, guys, because I was like really high, and I was like, okay, we gotta snap. I gotta snap out of this. I gotta be sober for like 15 minutes right here. And we grabbed everything. I was like, we gotta set a fire because if you don't know, if you've never been camping, because if you've never been camping, when it's pitch black is different in the wild. Pitch black is pitch black. You can't see nothing, no outlines or nothing. So that's why to me, I think I could survive back then, but it just depends on how long. That's what it really comes down to. Like because what I think you start hunting when you're 16. If you're going back to like way back in the day, like way like 17 something. You start hunting at 16, and then you're lucky to reach like 21. Actually, back those, I don't even think they count your years.
Yeah.
You're just like, he's alive.
Even knew.
He has a full beard now. He's alive.
I
He
think
made it this
anytime
far.
anyone went out to hunt, you'd be like, there's a huge possibility that they're not going to come back.
Yes, and that's how it was. So that's why I think I could survive for a certain amount of time, but making it to 26 right now, I don't know if I'd be able
I
to.
feel like I would find a pack of wolves and they would adopt me into their pack, and I would just become
No, they
a
would
wild
look
man.
at you as dinner. The easiest dinner.
No, because
You know
I
what?
would just fight the alpha, and I
Oh
would
my
like.
god, here we go. This is
Yeah.
not the gray, bro.
I am Liam
It's not the
Neeson.
gray.
I am Liam Neeson.
Dude, you know the wolves will just pick at you?
That's what you think.
No, they will. They'll literally go for your Achilles heel. Make sure you're unable
Well,
to
I
move.
would go for their Achilles.
Oh yeah.
If
As
they're
you're
biting,
as
I'm
you're reaching for it,
biting.
they're like grabbing. They're like ripping your chin off.
Nah.
They're not even going for the neck. They're ripping your chin off.
I got a
bro.
strong chin.
Mm. Did you see that one thing? There was a few months ago. This guy got attacked by a bear. Did you see that? Bro, he got mauled by a bear. So apparently, when you get attacked by a bear,
You're supposed to like.
you're supposed to crawl up into a ball. And he had like a propellant or some kind of like. There's like bear propellant. I don't know. It's like a what do you call it? When you,
Yeah, bear spray.
yeah, bear spray. And so he had it, and he couldn't pull the pin because I guess it's like a grenade type thing.
Why?
Or not like a grenade, but like you pull it and then it starts doing because it's so potent that you can't just like put a nozzle to like squeeze it out like regular pepper.
I imagine anything bear repellent.
Yeah, it's
Strong.
gonna be like that, but multiple 10 times worse. But anyways, so he did that and he couldn't pull it, so he's like, I'm basically gonna die. So he's like, you're supposed to cover your arteries, like your neck and shit. This is helpful for anyone, I guess. You're supposed to cover everything, and you're supposed to just let him do because he ran into a bear's cub. I said pub. Cub, and so the bear just went into full protective mode. Like, we gotta get this, kill this thing, and the bear was fucking him up, and then somehow nicked the bear repellent, and it squeezed one of the person or the bears, and it ran off. And this dude was just fucked up, and he takes a selfie. The most badass thing you can do afterwards. His fingers like falling off. He's like, selfie, bro.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
dude, it was
What a
crazy.
way- But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. If you survive like a wild animal attack, let alone a bear attack, that's a flex.
It's a huge
That's
flex.
a flex.
The biggest flex ever.
Now, it'd be a bigger flex if you want.
I consider that a win.
Okay,
That's a win.
yeah. But what I mean is like,
Don't downplay it. That's a win.
can you carry the dead carcass of the animal
Oh my
onto
god. Here we go. Here we
some
go.
Spartan shit? Dude, you're telling me if someone killed a mountain lion and
Okay,
it's
so
like,
hold
you
on.
don't believe me?
Hold
I'm carrying
on.
it.
Hold on. A mountain lion is different compared to a bear.
That's a good point.
Okay? Bear's like, I'm just going off at least 1,000
Okay, but also a
At
bear is
least-
heavy. Okay, a bear I understand.
It's like
okay.
a ton.
But if I killed like a full-grown mountain lion,
Well,
and it's
still,
a
it's still
manageable,
extremely heavy.
manageable. I said manageable. Manageable weight.
He's like,
I
I
might
should be
just
like
carry
90
that
pounds.
and
It
just
should
be
be
like-
be 90. If it's like 120, I can't do it.
It's
That's how it was back in the day. He couldn't lift anything above 120.
You see that? Now he's just bullying me. This is what he does. Imagine what he does to a significant other. I feel so bad.
Here
for
we
her.
go. You just don't like being when the tables are reversed on you. You're like, no.
When the turns have tabled, I don't like it. I don't like a taste of mine. You should know this by now.
Yeah,
Like when you grabbed my hand at the movie theater, I was like, "What is this?"
Oh
I'm
my-
the one that makes the homoerotic remarks.
That shit was so funny because there was,
Yeah.
a couple was walking right in front of us. He's always the one that's like, oh hey, like how you feeling tonight, like type deal. And I was like, you can at least hold my hand. And then he went red. He went so red. I've never seen him that red in my entire life. I was just dead. I was dying. It was
First
awesome.
date, kind of nervous.
First date. Damn. First official date in what? We know each other.
Yeah,
for
he
a
doesn't
decade?
make time for me anymore.
Oh
Honestly.
my
He's
God.
like,
I make time for him like at least once a week. That's good enough.
now because of the pod. This is gonna turn into that clip from Shits and Gates, was like, "Do you miss me when I'm not around?"
Sometimes.
Sometimes. When you want to say out of pocket stuff, and
When
you
I
won't
want to say
say
out of
anything.
pocket stuff and not be judged, then that's when I come to you.
He's like, oh man.
I just gotta
you
let it
actually
all
like
out.
this."
Just beep, 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 beep,
Yeah, he
beep.
is a horrible human being when his girlfriend.
Whoa, hey.
Okay, not a horrible human being.
No.
You don't want to pretend like you don't say some of the horrendous shit too.
No, I do not. I'm
Dude,
good.
look at him.
So I'm a churchgoer. You know what I mean? Did you?
He really said that. I
Oh.
can't believe you just called yourself a churchgoer. That's insane.
Oh.
That's
I don't know what I
sacrilegious.
believe in, but there's definitely something. That's all.
Oh,
I'll
that's
say.
a whole. That's a really
That's what I'll say. Is I don't know what necessarily I believe, but there is something.
This is gonna turn into kind of a Kanye rant for me.
Oh, here we go.
No, okay. My main thing is like, regardless of what you believe in, I think we should truly be respectful.
Oh
of
yeah,
what
no,
other people
100%.
believe. But what I also mean is like sometimes there are atheists that go a little too hard on religious people,
Yeah.
and I'm like, look, dude, I get you have your reasons, but like, let people believe what they believe in, because
Mhm.
at this stage
Oh, yeah.
of where the world is, we need something to believe in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
Oh, yeah.
whatever that
The
may
world's-
be, you're a dick if you try to take that away from someone.
Yeah, the world's.
But also, don't try and force your beliefs down someone's throat. That never
Mhm.
works.
Yes, dude. Because I had back in the day, I had a friend that was a Jehovah's Witness. All power to whatever religion you want to choose. I've always been like,
Is that where you can get multiple wives?
no.
That's a Mormon.
That's a Mormon. Yes, Mormon is just ridiculous.
I
by
might
the
just
way.
be a Mormon.
That one's just
honestly.
ridiculous. You're just like, I basically want to just bang as many women as possible and just be, you guys be cool with it. You guys cool with
That's
it?
like
You cool
the
with it? Cool
bro
with it?
of religion, from what it
Yes.
sounds like. Honestly, like,
yeah,
babe,
someone back in the day.
I got this thing. You're just my roommate, okay?
Yeah, literally. But
oh god.
But yeah, but Jehovah's Witnesses like I don't know if they're all like this, but his family was like this. Was like very like you want to come to our thing, our meet and greet, or doing this like wanting me to take books home with me and stuff.
Yeah.
And
You're
I'm
like, I'd rather smell smelling salts.
yeah, literally. But you know what I mean? Like I was just like, okay, I'm not gonna be disrespectful or anything.
Yeah.
It's like even at that time when I was like, let's say I was like 12 at this time, I had no idea what to believe in. I really didn't. The thing I lean more towards is Buddhism. That's more.
Say that again.
Boot. I've been talking for a while, and also my nostrils are starting to flare up again. I'm not gonna lie.
Want to take another sip?
No, I'm gonna be dead, bro. I feel like just now I just started fully recovering, but then my left nostril starting to kind of come back.
Mm.
Like I said,
I
I feel
feel
like it's
good.
embedded.
I
I
feel
actually
good.
feel like I got like
You-
a particle up in my nose.
You went
I did go
deeper
really.
than me.
I really did.
You're
I
not
probably
supposed
shouldn't
to.
have-
It's supposed
I
to be.
understand.
like-
I understand. But I just was like, you know what? This is the very first time, like the real first time. That first one was just like a little taster, and that was crazy. I don't know.
That was awful.
Yeah,
actually.
I know. And so that's why I was like, I gotta go in because I don't know if the next time I go around, I'm gonna be like, I mean, it's gonna be like, I'm gonna be shaky.
Dude. Yeah.
Cause dude, it was terrifying. I couldn't breathe.
How much was that?
$21.
It's not bad.
Not bad. And I think shipping was like $2, something like that. And I don't know if I'm ever gonna buy that again. I'm gonna be honest. That one, we're gonna use it. We're definitely using it every podcast from now on.
Wait,
mind yes, mind you, every podcast from now on, we're using it until it's just done. Once it's done, okay. Because you gotta think we're doing it once a week. It's gonna lose its potency really quickly. It does.
Not if you're doing it once a week.
No, it does. It does.
We're keeping it
You
in
do-
that.
It's a yes. We'll keep it in the bag. It does. It does lose its potency really quickly, like really quickly.
Okay.
Like I think the lifespan's like 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but back to
Yeah,
Jehovah's
so-
Witness.
Oh,
And
I just went off on a tangent.
Yeah, you did.
But
You
anyways,
just
yeah, they
went
used to
off.
like really push it on me,
Uh-huh.
and I remember telling my parents, they're like, I don't think you should be friends with them no more. And I was like, he's like one of my best friends, and I just literally went to his mom, was like, hey, respectfully, I don't know what I believe in, but you shoving it down my throat. I mean, I probably said it way more
Nicer.
formal,
Yeah.
or way more nicer. But I was like, I just don't know what I believe in, so I still want to be your son's friend and everything like that. And everything was bygones, like bygones be bygones,
Yeah.
like they were super cool about it.
Mhm.
And like, well, if you have any, you want to
Questions.
know it in the future, then you can just let us know. And
Mhm.
yeah, that's what it was. So like, when it comes to that, when people are super religious like that, and they're also sympathetic to be like, someone that doesn't know it necessarily.
Mhm.
I still don't know. I mean, it's been like decades later. I still don't know.
I don't even know how to spell Jehovah.
I don't know either.
J.
So
That's all I know.
yeah.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's good. It's always hard, especially coming from a Hispanic background, because
Oh, yeah.
Catholicism or Christianity is very
Mhm.
prevalent. Or
Very.
you'll have parents.
Dude, the
who
first time I ever told my dad that I don't know if I believe in Jesus or God, he was like, "What? Huh?" I was like, "I don't know."
You're
I
like,
don't
I
know.
changed my mind just based off your just because I don't.
I was like, I don't know. I mean, it's like I remember we did a little bit of studying in history
Yeah.
for religion, and when we did it, I remember Buddhism being like, I was like, that one makes kind of sense. Like, it makes sense that you'd be reincarnated until I'm gonna be butchering the hell out of it. I don't want to say.
Okay,
but
yeah,
you get
'cause
reincarnated until you do it right, I think, or something like that.
Do you get life right?
I think
Is
so.
that how Buddhism works?
I don't know. It's like a river. It's like a river, and everyone just kind of flows down it, and
I was
you just live
grounded
your
in
life
it.
for experiences. And honestly, that's how I've always viewed life. It's like it's all about experiencing stuff. That's why I've always tried to do as many things as I can, like trying drugs or going places. You know what I mean? So, yeah, like LSD was crazy, bro.
Dude.
I preferred LSD over fucking shrooms.
Shrooms. Well, I had,
Shrooms was just I just had the worst trip, bro.
you had one, I had two.
Yeah, you had to. So how many times have you done it?
Shrooms?
Yeah.
I can't tell you. I lost count.
Really, you lost
I
count?
lost count. But
So it's over 10. Jesus. No
Well,
wonder
honest-
that.
honest-
No wonder that frontal lobe is taking so long.
that too. But also, I think that it was definitely probably like 10, because there was a period where I would just like microdose. But the bad trips.
Okay, so microdose, I'm totally down for. I'm totally down for that. Actually, I wouldn't mind doing that.
Because I would eat a bit, and then I would smoke a little bit of pot, and I would call it good. Because an eighth would last me a while.
I remember seeing something that Oregon was trying to do some like clinical trials for regular, not what would it be? It'd be medical.
Recreational use.
Well, no, I think it's medical.
I think they're about to do
Oh,
recreational
okay, but it would be like microdose.
Yeah.
Like you can go somewhere, get it, you're prescribed to it.
Well, I mean, I think you know too. If anything's gonna be legalized, it has to be within a certain amount of limit.
Oh yes.
Like if you buy pot, like legally, it can't go for more than like I think like 30% or something like that. I'm
Yeah.
not entirely sure, but I think that's
Yeah.
like the whole thing.
You're only allowed to have so much on you as well.
Bro, let's
100%.
talk about the bad trip, because this would be fun.
Well, for yours or mine?
Let's do yours.
Okay, mine.
Because
was
I have two, and that's a lot longer.
Yeah, that's true. So we were camping, and I took it. It was kind of getting towards like a little bit of night, so we're having the fire and everything. I don't remember if this was the LSD trip or the other trip, but I remember I was just vibing. I was feeling so good. There was like a little music playing. I was looking at the stars, and they were glistening, and it was just beautiful.
It's
I
magical.
remember looking up, and like the trees were like going in and out, like kind of like pulling me towards like space. I don't know how else to describe it than that.
It just sounds like a euphoric feeling.
Yeah, it was great. I was having a great time. And if I'm not mistaken, I like started looking down at the fire because I was like, wow, look at the fire. Like I was just like on this kind of, it sounds corny, but saying like spiritual, but it was like just like noticing the world and being like, whoa, this is kind of crazy that we're here in this galaxy and it's infinite, and it's just like, but it was like kind of relieving because I'm like, wow, I actually like, I'm here enjoying it. And then this motherfucker throws a fucking lighter
I knew
in
this
the
was
fire while one of our other friends is rolling. He throws it and we don't know, he doesn't say anything. And we're all just kind of like,
In my defense, in my head, I was also under the influence of these shrooms.
yes, he was.
And I thought I did.
He thought he verbalized.
I thought I verbalized
what he was thinking. What you were thinking.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I was just too under the influence.
It just went. I remember like making like it felt like this noise that sucked in and then just went boom, and it just exploded in fire.
At first, I was like, "This is exactly what I wanted." Because I was like, "What is this gonna do?"
But what was the issue is that one, he didn't tell nobody, and two, our friend was rolling in the fire, so it like blew up in his face essentially, and it was a whole ordeal. And then I don't remember exactly what happened because I kind of started tripping again, like just enjoying life. And then my girl was like, "Oh, I want to go to bed. Come to bed with me." I was like, "Yeah, I'll go to bed. Like that sounds fine." And I go in the tent, and then immediately it shuts, and it's just black. Everything's just pitch black, and my mind is just like that's what it sounded like in my brain, and like it's a vision. So it's like a vision of everything kind of like twirling, going like inwards like this, and I'm just going in, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm like, babe, I'm freaking out. She's like, it's okay, just go to bed. I'm like, I cannot sleep. What are you talking about? Go to bed. And then I started thinking of like, people that have passed away in my life, like what is life? I'm like, oh my God, this is completely different from what I want.
Existential crisis.
Yes, full on existential crisis. And like, I'm just tripping balls. And I know this is like spanned of like essentially, how long does a trip last? Like 5-6 hours? It felt like forever.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I felt like I spent like at least 5 hours of just going through like a wormhole, going like this constantly, and things just going. And then I saw myself as a caterpillar. Then I like got eaten, turned into shit, morphed into the ground, sprung up life, and it was just like, what the. Like I was
visual.
Yes, I was freaking. I was freaking the fuck out. And my girl's like, "Okay, you need to chill." Because once that happened, I started hyperventilating because I realized that once you die, and the way that it's supposed to be, is that when you die, you're in the ground, and you decompose, and you give yourself back to life. And that's like what I had come to the realization of. And my realization was like, we don't do that. We go into coffins. And we don't let ourselves get reborn into the earth to re-give ourselves like other animals do. And it would just tripped me the fuck out. It tripped me out so bad. And so she put on Amy Poehler. It was like around the time when her book came out. I think it was called Yes Please. I think it was called. Yes. It was called Yes Please or Please Yes or something like that.
Okay.
And she calmed me down. Thank you, Amy Poehler, by the way. You calmed me down so much. And she was just going through the chapters, and she got to the chapter of when she was tripping, had a bad trip. And I was like, wow, it does.
She gets it.
Yes, I was like, she gets it. Thank you. And then I just started, like, I wasn't even like crying, like sobbing. But my eyes were just like, water was just coming down. And I was like, oh, I feel good again.
Yeah, you're spot on.
Great.
It's called Yes Please.
Oh, it is called Yes Please.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Spot on.
And so that came out, and I was just crying, and then I was like, I have to go pee. And then so I was like, and by this point I was butt naked. I didn't mention that when I was in the tent.
You were butt naked when you went out.
Yes, I did. By this point, or actually I skipped a step because I called out to you.
Yeah.
I called out to you and was like, Marco. You're like, what? Hello, please help me. Like I don't know exactly what you said, but we were like, I think we need water. I was like, you're probably right.
Yeah.
But I had to go outside to pee, and I went to go pee, and like I had my first time I'd ever been an out of body experience. I was peeing, and like I just like pulled out of my body, and like it was like a noir type thing, and it like panned down, or not panned down, but like stretched out because it showed the moon. Because there was a gap in where we are. There's like a gap, and there's like the river, but it pulled out to where we're like over here looking, and there's the moon, and you can see me. I'm just butt ass naked, no hands, just peeing, and I was like, oh. And that was pretty much it. I the way I deem that trip was the good, the bad, and the ugly. Like I felt like
really
I experienced everything. I experienced the good, the bad, and literally the ugly.
That is a really good name.
So that was my trip on shrooms.
You would attribute Amy Poehler and your girlfriend.
Oh, she saved me. She literally saved me because I was hyperventilating on and off. During, like I said, this felt like hours.
It felt forever. It felt like it would never end.
Yeah, it felt like it was never ending. And like this is probably a span of 7 hours. You know what I mean? By the time I probably went out to pee, which is when I don't even remember what happened after that point, after I peed. I just remember the out-of-body experience. We were going back into there, and just listening to Amy Poehler, I think, and then quietly fell asleep crying. You know what I mean? Like that's probably what happened.
Quietly fell asleep crying.
But that's probably what happened. But yeah, it made me be like, yeah, I don't ever want to do streams like that again. I felt like I experienced everything I needed to experience, but obviously having the pod now just lets me internalize it more, because I can go back to this like 3 years from now and be like, that is how it was. That's exactly how it was.
Yeah.
So, but that was my experience with shrooms.
A bad trip on.
The only thing I would do now is microdose for sure.
Yeah, I think that would be best. I think that too much of anything is a bad thing. To be fair.
Oh yeah.
Man, do you know what's so funny is you pulled me out of my trip for a quick second when you called out to me, man.
Yeah.
You really did, man. Because when you called out my
he
name,
was going through it. He was going. You were back. Just going.
Dude.
You describe your timeline essentially.
Well, I also want to reiterate too.
We
that,
took it
like,
at the same time.
if you are gonna take any sort of hallucinogenic, make sure you are in a right state of mind. Because if you are not okay mentally, let's say you've had a really rough week, or maybe you might be going through a canon event.
It's something that's meant to happen.
Yeah.
Maybe chill.
I don't recommend it, but in some weird way, I also recommend it, because I think that out of my bad trips, I don't know if you feel the same way. I've had two. I think in some way I came out a lot better and stronger.
Oh yes.
And just kind of like, because honestly,
actually,
I thought I died. I'm skipping to the end and then going to the beginning and then a little bit in the middle, like a Guy Ritchie film.
Yeah.
Dude, I just remember going through hell and then waking up to sunlight, sunrise, birds chirping.
Were you still high when you woke up?
No, I was completely sober.
But it was euphoric at that point.
When I woke up?
Yeah.
No, it was
was it?
everything's gone.
Oh.
No, but you have to understand, like, I thought I died because at that point everything went black and then I don't remember anything. And then I wake up to sunlight, sunrise, and these birds chirping. It's kind of like the sun will shine. You know, there is a brighter day ahead.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it felt.
It was a really nice day. I remember waking up. It felt great.
Yeah, exactly. Was that the next day that we went to go look for the wood?
No. We went to the lake that day. We went to the lake.
But
we looked for. You're right. We did look for wood.
And then we went.
So we didn't have to do the same thing we did the previous night, where we're like, let's get wood, and last minute we got wood and then went.
Yeah.
So continue.
Yeah, dude. I just remember starting off like. Because what did we eat? Peanut butter jelly sandwiches?
Yeah, we ate in like
absolutely disgusting.
It was horrible. I didn't even talk about that.
So
actually.
disgusting.
I forgot because I remember I bit in the middle and I looked down because I remember someone told me don't look at it when you take a bite, and I looked down and it looked like that Krabby Patty. That's like, have you seen that episode?
The one that's horrible.
Yeah, and he took a bite. It's just like I was like.
Yeah, dude, it was so bad. But I think I slowly started slipping first into a bad trip when I threw in, because I was just in my head a lot. I don't even remember what I was going through. I think that's why I thought that I told them that I was going to throw the lighter in the fireplace, because I also wanted to see what it'd do, you know?
Yeah.
And then it blew up and everyone got mad at me.
Yeah.
Rightfully so, though, to be fair. And I was just so in my feelings that, do you remember, I kind of like put myself in timeout. I was like, I'm going to just go. And just
I remember we were like, are you okay?
Are you okay?
Yeah. I was like, oh.
You're like, he's not.
Sorry to interrupt. But looking back on it though, is what we should have done. It was come together and be like, we're both, because no one else was tripping. We didn't even mention that. They were just high, like smoking marijuana, and we should have came together and been like, all right, bro, we need to drink water. We need to stay up tonight.
Well, that was our first time tripping
at all.
And we just didn't know what we needed to do.
Yeah. But like I said, looking back on it, and this advice for anyone else, I think if you're both going to do it together, you got to stay together. Like you got to like hold each other like
and
a rock.
have a trip sitter, because I do think that having other people
because everyone went to bed, and we felt, or at least for me, I felt like I had to go to bed
because our friend's girlfriend at the time was like, "It's getting dark. I'm scared, bitch." Okay, I can say that because she's not in the picture anymore. It's fine, but it's also like, come on, like we're going through it. You know?
I still blame my girl for. I tell her all the time, like, I wish you never told me to come to the bed. I really do, because I felt like at the end, obviously it was a good trip, but looking back on it, I'm like I feel
for
more.
You, not for me.
But no, this is the thing though, is that I feel bad that you had to go through that, because I should have been like, all right, bro, like I said, we should have just took more charge together.
Yeah.
To stay together. Because we got all this wood and everything. We're just like, we're just gonna not.
We should have just stayed up.
Yeah, exactly.
And Yeah, dude. And I just, I'm sure you went through the same thing. Every single bad thing that has ever gone on in your life or has ever happened goes and plays through in your head as you're tripping. And it's just this, again, existential crisis that you're going through and you feel like you're about to die.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, dude, like I said, going back to like how I started, and it felt like I just fell into a void of just dark and black and just nothingness. And then I woke up and the sun shined and I was alive.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, like I said, like there is a brighter day ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Some days are dark, some days are brighter than others, but that's just how life is.
Yep.
That's what I took from that, and that's why I had 2 bad trips, horrible. I don't recommend them, but I do think that mentally, even though I was never okay to begin with, I am a lot better than I was.
Mm.
Yeah, man, because I think that first bad trip, the one that I took by myself, it was the worst compared to that one.
And just to go back to the LSD thing real quick, is I feel like shrooms, you have, to me at least personally, you have no control of what your thoughts can really be. Mm-hmm. It's more of just like a flow. So if things start off good and you keep things good, then it goes that way.
Yeah.
Versus and then if things go bad, then you just go down, and it's just down, and then you need something to bring you back up. But I remember when I did it on acid, I started to have bad thoughts, but then I was like, why am I thinking about that, bro? I was like, why worry about something that I can't control? Mm-hmm. And then I immediately cleared my thoughts. Like, to me, that's the biggest difference, is that I felt like I was able to keep myself more in the moment, versus on shrooms, it was like, it's just, like, you're literally going on a trip.
Yeah.
Like, you're just there to experience, essentially.
Yeah, I 100% get that. I've never had a bad trip on acid. I've never had a really good experience. Mm-hmm. It's not good for you, and you shouldn't have
I think I've done it twice, I think. Once when we were camping and once at the party.
Done it 5 times?
You done 5 times?
5 times. That's probably good.
Low, bro.
Yeah, dude, it's cooked. That shit's never gonna be developed.
Oh,
I'm telling you that right
literally
now.
just mush. It's a puddle right here, and then the rest is just like picking up the slack.
That's very nice of you to assume that that's how it is. That's a lot nicer than how I would picture it. No, man, I've done a lot. Nothing hard. I've never chased the dragon, and I never will.
Dude, just to go back to the smelling salts, because that's its own thing. Like you said,
I
could never do coke.
I always
nor that I even have any want to. But
I always had a funny thing. I'm not going to develop a coke habit until I can afford it. But even if I could afford it, I don't think I'd want one.
No, it just seems like people take it on like a freaking at the edge of the toilet. Like that's just so gross.
Yeah, well, most people. Okay, so there's multiple ways you can take it.
Well, I know there is, but I'm just saying like the way it's portrayed in media and stuff like that. They're like in the club and there's like put it on and then like they do it on like the freaking bathroom floor.
Some people have like a whole long hangnail and then just.
I have seen that. Yeah, I've actually met a lot of people that have that.
Yeah,
pastors. Yes.
How else do you get to?
They're just like, all right. Morning.
Yeah.
You know
now, for the word of Christ.
Yeah. Exactly. But, yeah.
Man, yeah. Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs. Stay in school.
Supervised drugs.
Actually, do drugs. Live.
Live a little.
Live a little.
Life is about experience.
Life is too short.
Yes.
Go slap your ex. Go,
Whoa!
run over your grandma you don't like.
Hey, yo.
Live your life.
Okay. Let's roll it in now. That's a little wild. Oh, dude, that's a perfect thing. Dude, the Chris Brown thing is crazy.
Oh, thank you. I have a whole
dude, I saw another one. After you mentioned it, another one popped in my keyboard, like another breakup happened.
Let this be known. What we're talking about is a couple that broke up, fiancés, whatever. They broke up because his girlfriend had spent $1,500 on a meat.
$1,500?
Yeah.
I thought you told me it was a G.
Well, oh, sorry. Let me read it. 1,500.
Okay, that's also cool.
A lot.
Anything over 1,000, dude.
For a meet and greet. Yes. Okay, that's not even the fact that you spend your own money. I am all for it if you want to spend your own money to do whatever you want. That's fine. But it's the fact how she took the picture and the just the way she spoke about it, but also the fact that it's Chris Brown.
I know.
How are you gonna allow that? Aren't you a girl's girl? Aren't you all about like feminism? And you're like gonna go hug this piece of shit? Like
piece of shit.
Did we forget what he did to Rihanna?
Nope.
And that's not even the most unforgivable part. He has like 2 good songs at best.
Yes, literally.
Look at me now and do this.
To me, this is the only thing to keep his whatever career he has left
relevant.
You know what I mean? Like, Bro, did you see the second one though? Like he's like literally picking up.
Lifting her, yeah.
I was like, bro, what?
I could never,
Dude.
I could never.
Oh my god.
That's like if Usher brings up your girl to like grind up on her and sing. That's not happening. You can be insecure all you want.
Yeah, it's just not happening. It's just, dude, no, people call
if a man has a boundary, it is considered being insecure.
Yes.
That is all I will say. That is.
There's nothing wrong with having boundaries, and they want to
that.
just immediately call it like, "Oh, you're small-minded. You can't handle that." It's like, no, this isn't what it's about.
And also, like, you're labeled as sassy just for telling someone how you feel. Like, what? No, Isn't this what you want?
Yeah, exactly.
Emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
You want me to tell you what's wrong, and then you call me sassy?
Yeah, not allowed to have feelings. It's just not. Yeah.
No,
It's just not it.
I'll just push them down and just lead into alcoholism.
There you go.
Yeah. Repeat the cycle. That's just what I'll do. How's that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just,
I just
can't believe it. I
crazy.
really just. Okay, so I've met people before in meet and greets, but I've never spent a G.
What's the most you spent?
Was when we went to Cars and Coffee, and that was 200. 200. It's like, you gotta include the pay-in to get into it, because it's more. That's
Total.
more. It was what was it? I forget what the actual thing was. Well, no, I'm trying to think of what the actual company was.
Oh, okay.
But there's an entry fee to get in, and then you just gotta. I'm just adding on the what it costs to meet them. So I think the entry fee was like 100, and then what do you call? Oh, do you want me to check it?
Yeah.
That's actually probably a good idea. We're at half percent.
Okay.
50%.
Alright.
We've already gone for an hour and 20, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy, actually. We've just been vibing, bro.
It's just easy, man.
But yeah, it's just been a great time.
No, dude, and like I said, it has nothing to do with the fact that I don't think a woman can do anything. Like, if you want to spend that much money on something dumb, and as your significant other, I have to support you regardless, right? But if you go to someone like Chris Brown, I'm going to question your judgment. That's all it comes down to. And on top of that, the way you're taking photos with him, like the holding me like you're at prom from behind, the carrying, that's crazy. That's crazy.
It's just over. It's just too much of an over.
And a man is insecure if he doesn't want you taking photos with someone like that. That's just being.
I'm just saying. Oh, here's the thing. Though, if you put it in reverse, the girl's not gonna like it.
Oh, bro.
Dude, gonna like
You
it.
get crucified.
Exactly. So
You
then
know?
that just proves the point right then and there. You know what I mean? So.
This is a whole other conversation too. That there is a lot of things that men can do that women can't, right? That's okay, you know, like it's okay for us to be players and hoes or whatever. And then as soon as they do it, they're a slut shame. I do think that there's some unfair discrepancy in that. I don't think it's fair that if a woman is sexually active, she is labeled as a whore or this and that, you know. But I am going to reiterate. I think it's harder to be a fucking dude and bang a bunch of chicks than to be a whore. Honestly, I do. And here's my argument to that.
Okay.
Constant DMs. Okay? You have to constantly DM a lot of people. And
I'm not single, so
yeah, he's not
I haven't been in the game like
I'm not trying to make it seem like I'm some fucking poonhound or something. That's far from the truth. But from what I've gathered, even trying to slide into someone's DMs, like you have constant people you're talking to. You know, and it's just a lot of work.
Dude, I remember I was single for what, 2-3 weeks. I had Tinder for like a little bit, and I was just over it.
Tinder's awful.
I was just over it, but like just like the whole hey, or like trying to like slide into someone's DM that you've matched with.
It was just so hard.
It was just awful.
So hard because how do I start this conversation in a way that it could progress, you know?
Yeah.
Like, do I do some witty pickup line? Is it even work?
Yeah.
Like
I remember when that little time that I was single, I didn't even do that. I was just like, all right, it was cool for like a week. I was like, I've gotten my taste, and I was like, I do not like this. I'm just gonna do my own thing. I'm gonna work out and spend time with the boys. Like that's literally what I did. You know what I mean? And he's been single for way too long, so I can't. I can't even like imagine what it's like to just.
Yeah. And I was telling him this too, especially being this is the only part I'll reveal about my personal life. Like being a single parent as well. It's just this whole other fucking world too, man. So, I imagine.
Do you think that's aged you a lot?
What do you mean?
Like just like, in terms of like.
Maturity wise?
Yeah, mature. No, just I guess in general, like how you feel, like overall. do you feel like it's aged you up?
I think so, but I think for the better.
Okay.
I think if
No, I wasn't saying it's like a negative. I mean, like,
Yeah,
do you think,
yeah.
like if you, I guess I should, because like to kind of go back into the universe thing, there's like an infinite amount of us, right? There's an infinite amount of people that have had like versions of yourself that have had kids. The same exact way, the way you hold the mic and everything. There's an infinite amount of you doing that. There's also an infinite amount of you doing the other things. So I'm just I guess what I'm trying to say is like, do you think you progressed more going this route than if you just didn't go that route?
I think so.
Like mentally, like just being more mature and stuff like that.
I think so because I think I had a very different. Like when you're single and your kid, not single. I wasn't single.
Or yeah, you weren't single when you guys had the kid, but
Yeah,
but now
you look
how long
at-
has it been now? Has it been a year or 2 years?
since I've been
Where it's just you basically are a single dad. 2 years? Feels like it's been 2 years.
I feel like it's maybe 3
3 years, really?
3
Okay.
years because it's 2021.
Yeah, yeah.
2024,
Yeah,
you know,
fair.
3 years. I feel like it's matured me a lot.
That's good.
Made me think of because you know, especially if you're raising. I think if you're raising the same sex, like I'm raising a little boy, if it'd be very hypocritical of me to tell him to act a certain way and not me lead by example in that way. I don't really want my son to really run through women because that's not really what life is about. There's so much more to life than just chasing women. But I also have to show that. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. I get in moments where I'm like, I don't give a fuck, but I should, and I do. You know, if I want my son to be a good man, I have to lead by example.
Yeah.
So, and I have to, you know, not be a piece of shit, and that's hard for me because I come from a huge line of pieces of shit. So I'm trying to break the mold.
Because like for me, right, I don't have a kid, and I've been thinking about having kids more often, or it's been on my mind more often because I'm like, I'm 20. I'm about to turn 27 in about 2 months, more like a month now. But our plan was to have kids at 28, and she's kind of like, I don't know, maybe I want to push it back a little bit. I'm like, okay, but the longest I'm willing to wait is like 29, 30, because we want to have 3 kids.
Yeah,
that's what we wanted. Now, if it goes down to like 1 or 2, I'm fine with that as well. I just for sure want to have 1 kid, and I've been thinking about lately where I'm like, it's gonna be crazy that you make a human being. Like just thinking about it is so crazy.
You also have to think about this. They are the best parts of you, but also the worst parts of you at times. Because like they'll catch on to every little bit of your personality.
I know.
I may not even notice.
I had to censor my potty mouth. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh my god! Like being around. I almost said. Being around your kid more, I've been like, wow, I have a really bad potty mouth.
Yeah.
Like really bad. Well, I also work in a warehouse, so it's like there's no
filter.
No one cares.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You obviously can't say anything that's like horrendous, but like for the most part, fuck shit is fine.
Dude, he said
I'm bad.
shit. He
I'm
said
bad.
shit.
But that's what I'm saying though. It's like I've realized,
Yeah.
and he even said it one time. I was like, oh.
I
Is
think
that
it was
me?
after you said
Yeah, I was
that,
like, was that
actually.
me?
You're like,
I
oh
was like,
god.
oh my god, we're like watching UFC 300 or whatever, and
Yeah.
it's just like in the back, like shit. I was like, whoa, whoa, and then next thing I know, there's a tomahawk going right by my face.
Yeah. Dude, little boys, man. I'll tell you what though, there is something to be said about being the parent that you always wanted, and at the end of the day, I feel like the biggest misconception with parents that I've noticed with prior generations is that a present parent is better than one that just provides a roof over the head. I think that's very important.
Yeah.
I think that a lot of people just think that a lot of parents from way back when think that their job is just done with having a roof over their head, and
Yeah.
that's not really how it
They
works.
go too basic.
Yeah,
They're not looking at like how
bigger
this is
picture.
gonna
Like
affect
you
the
are
kid
molding
overall.
this child,
Yeah.
his personality. You know, like he just.
I know I dog on you for the frontal lobe, but like that's like early frontal lobe. Like it's
Yeah.
like like core memories are not even developed until you're like 3.
Yeah.
So and he's right around there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so like now this is when he's real. Like you're really gonna start progressing where he's
We
gonna
just
see
had a
as a
lightsaber
man.
fight.
Huh?
We just had a lightsaber fight.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It was
See
great.
that type of shit.
He was a
so fun.
He was a little. He's a little violent.
He's like going for the nuts. Like,
Dude, no, he's just like, and I'm just like, yo, relax.
Yeah.
He's coming for my head, and I need to like, and I was being a little too cocky. I was doing the one hand behind my back.
You're like,
you know?
oh, look at
Yeah,
this.
you're
He's
like,
like, oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
Dude,
exactly
you know
what it
what it was? You
was.
seen that one video where like he's like training the kid like how to box?
Yeah.
And he's like, here, hit me. And the kid's like, yay! And just he's like rocks him. He like steps back and he's like, the fuck? And then the person in the back's like, oh, chill. And he's like, I almost lost my cool. He's like a little
Yeah.
7-year-old, but he rocked me.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
That video was
exactly.
hilarious.
I do want to get him into martial arts too. I think
Yeah.
that's very important to.
Well, that's what, because I got my haircut today, and that's what our barber was talking about. He was talking about he was gonna go to ATT.
He should.
He was telling me that he was thinking about taking the kids because it's gonna be expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But I told him, I was like, bro, I 100% support. I think just learning any type of martial art, it can be judo, jiu-jitsu, boxing, anything kind
Something
of like
practical
Yes.
that is of use, because I was in Taekwondo and I'll tell you that. Actually, you know what? I did win a fight.
Well,
when
here's
I
the
was
thing
in
though. I
Taekwondo.
don't think Taekwondo is bad. I really
Did I ever
don't.
tell you? I won a school fight yard with one of my neighbors. I leg kicked him to death, bro. I'm not even joking. I really did, and I think I hit him once and like busted his.
The only
leg
reason why I call
out.
bullshit on this is because I remember the first time I ever had him box, he got destroyed. So
Okay, but that's like hands, and that was Taekwondo, and we were.
But you
kids,
said
though.
I remember asking
But
you
we were
wanted to kick, and you
We
said
were
no.
kids.
We were kids, but you said you were just a kid then.
I was 19. Okay, first of all, fights when you're like 8, 9, different to fights than when
Oh
you're
yes, 100%.
Six- 16,
If we're talking about
17.
first fights, my very first fight ever, I didn't even want to fight the person.
You never do. I feel like
It was back in the day, like middle school, where everyone's like, oh, we're basically starting up their own fight club, essentially. Oh, we're gonna have these fights. They're gonna have
Did
these
they
fights.
fight in your bathroom too?
Yeah, in the bathroom, yes. But we used to always go to a park. It was like right behind the school. Like the teachers never came there for some reason. The one that did acid too much, where it messed up his brain. You remember him?
Yeah.
Yeah. He fought all the time.
Okay.
All the time. He had like a trilogy with this one kid. I'm not even joking you.
That actually sounds entertaining.
It was. No, they were. They were great fights. And everyone would show up, but then they started cracking down on us, and we had to go to like a bigger park, which a lot more people was looking back on it didn't make sense. But anyways, they were trying to set up essentially a fight card, because this was like back in the day when UFC really started taking hold, and people in school were like wearing UFC shirts and stuff like that, and they wanted me to fight this white boy. He was a skater, and I was like, I guess. I was like, I don't know. Like, I just got peer pressure, 100%.
That always
And
happens.
I'm gonna tell you, because the story does not end well. So we go there. What happens is I remember walking, like there's like a long pathway to go down. You walk down a huge hill, and I remember hearing people talking already. I'm like, oh my god, this is like
You're
actually
nervous.
a fight.
You're nervous.
And I was nervous as fuck, dude. And I go up there, and he's just standing there right here, and there's crowd. I'm like, I guess, so I was like, are we doing this? And the people are already recording and everything. And I'm like, okay. And we kind of like go forward, and I just throw like a cleanest one, like a 1-2 ever. Just boom, dropped him on his ass. And then I froze. I don't even think I've ever told you this.
This does not sound
I
like something you've told me.
completely froze.
Okay.
I dropped him, and my friend, and like everything just went like I don't even know. I just literally froze. I could hear people telling me jump on him, go for it, no, and I just froze. Like I remember, I didn't even move at that point. I just stood there, and he just jabbed me to death. He jabbed me, my nose got busted open, and then I remember
Jabs.
we like somehow because I did get mad. I remember I did get mad, and I like grabbed onto him, and then I like had his head right here, and I didn't know how to wrestle at all. And I tried like throwing him down, but we got in like this really muddy kind of shit area, and it was like kind of slipping and sliding. I tried to throw him, and I fell to my knees, and then somehow he got a little bit on top, or not on top, but like kind of like north south kind of, and he's just like boom boom, hit me like kind of like right here in the back, like the left of my ear, and then I like stood up. And my face was, my nose was just gushing. I've always had a nose problem with my nose just bleeding. Like even when we used to like have gym wars and stuff at King Quest, I was like, my nose just started bleeding, just give me something I can just stuff it in. Because it just happens. Like I'm just used to it. I stay hydrated, don't worry about it. That's what you used to tell my coaches. But I stood up and my nose is just fucked. Like it's down my shirt and everything. And I think I have a little bit of welt right here on my left eye from when he was hitting me. And then my friend's like, no, you're done. You're done. And I was like,
smart enough.
yeah, and I don't even know, like, me looking back on it, I'm like, fuck, dude, I want that rematch.
Dude.
Because I would destroy him now.
Okay.
I saw him, like, this was, like, before COVID, so this is, like, 2018, 2019. I saw him and I was like, oh, I would destroy you. You have no idea.
Dude.
I saw him once at our gym and I never saw him again.
The problem with like learning like martial arts.
Oh, wait, hold on, let me finish the story real quick. So then we had to walk back, or I walked back, or actually, I should finish it. My friend also fought, and he got his tooth knocked out. You know which one that one is, which one I'm talking about. Yeah, he got his tooth knocked, that's how he got it knocked out. It was just a straight 1-2 knocked out, and it immediately just called it.
Jesus.
And then we started. Then I was cool the whole time. I was like, okay, you know what? I lost, whatever. I froze. My fault. So we start walking back, and as we walk back, all the adrenaline stopped. And keep in mind, I'm like 10. I'm like 10 years old, and I just start crying because like I feel all the pain on my face. I feel all of it. Yeah. I'm like, oh my god. And then I asked my friend that I was walking back to, like take a picture of me. And I took a picture, and my eyes swelled up really bad, like really, really bad. And I had a black eye. It was immediately noticeable. There's gonna be a black eye. And like the whole way home, I was more crying about how my parents were gonna react because you know my dad. I was like, how am I gonna spin this to him that I
lost?
Yeah, not that I lost, because I know then that he would have been like, did you get jumped and like whatnot? Which I had been jumped before, but I went back and because at that time I used to jump the fence to get into my house because like the back door because I just always lost my keys. I was just irresponsible. And I remember I concocted a thing that I was like, as I was getting up, I like slipped and hit my face on the fence, and I fell down, and like that's how I got all the bruises and everything. And it worked. I don't think they fully believed me, but it worked, quote unquote. And then a few years later, I'm in an MMA gym, so you know it is what it is.
All roads lead to something.
Yeah.
See,
that was my canon event, in my opinion. Because me looking back, I was like, now. I don't train that often, but I train my technique more, and I'm like, I just gotta stay ready, essentially.
Yeah.
So like, if that moment ever happens, I'm stepping up to the plate.
Yeah. I mean, I think you already know what my canon event was, but I also think that there is a lot more to that because I think when you feel helpless, you're like, I never want to feel like that again.
Terrible, bro.
At least if I am, like, you're okay with losing, but you'd rather put up more of a fight.
Yeah,
you know.
See, that's the thing.
That's the upsetting part.
That was the only thing I took away because I remember afterwards, the next day at school, people were like, "You dropped him, and like, but I was like, "Pat lost." Like the fight got called. I was like, "Pat lost."
Yeah.
But I was like, "But you dropped him," and I was like, "Okay, I dropped him." You know what I mean? So, yeah,
I get that. I 100% get that. And you know, going back to what you said when you like actually learn martial arts. And you kind of see someone that might have picked on you back in the day, or like you know try to start shit. You're like, dude, please try now.
Yeah, you have no idea.
Please,
give me the chance, and you will get your legs swept every second you get up. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
I mean, you know it is what it is.
Yeah, for me, it's also just like, bro, I will make you piss blood. I want to give you a left hook, and you will remember. But you know, it is what it is. There are things that kind of fuel the fire a little bit, you know.
100%.
I think I saw someone at the gym that we used to go to school with. He never really picked on me or anything. He actually hit the bag, and he was looking pretty good on it, and he was throwing kicks.
Yeah.
But I do, the competitive side of me was also like, I can counter that.
I can counter that. Yeah. I already know. I've been training.
Yeah, you know. I can check that kick, you know, throw straight right. And then, what do you
He does know how to check leg kicks now. I can confirm that he does. He used to not at all.
I do.
At all. He's like, I can eat it.
I can't throw a head kick, though, to save my life. My hips aren't that
That's
flexible.
fine. But, I mean, you could get more flexible, but you don't. I mean,
I'm okay with just throwing leg kicks and body kicks.
Yeah,
I'm cool with
You
that.
can be a Dustin Poirier. Look how far Dustin Poirier is.
That's what I'm saying. And
You
I
can't throw a head kick for
I love my
shit.
knees, though.
Yeah.
I love my knees.
I like knees too, but the only thing is you always have to get like Thai or you have to be up against a cage or ring or whatever.
I think it depends on the moment because also when the last time, shout out to one of my friends, last time I sparred him when he came to the gym, I don't know what he was doing, and he should know better. He ducked his head under and like was coming towards me, and it was just easy. Does that make sense? His head was to like my chest.
Yeah. Okay.
Ducked. So I was like, I'm just gonna throw a knee, and it wasn't a hard knee.
Oh, okay.
But the fact that he kept coming forward and it hit him right in the sternum area, and I heard him physically go.
See, I should clarify. I do like knees like that. I just feel like when you throw a knee off a combination, they can. To me personally, they can just feel naked. That's how.
Most of the time, I feel like there has to be a lot of setup.
Yeah,
like
that's why it's like, oh, if you're in the clinch, you're in tie. I was like, okay,
or if you're in a pretty
sense.
good position.
Yeah,
I like to use the knees because there are some people.
One thing that I always liked is, did you ever watch when GSP fought Matt Serra the second time?
No.
I don't know why people don't do that more. Like, so he's
inside.
Yes, he's inside control.
Yeah,
I
agree.
No. And it's like, why don't people do that? I was like, why?
I
It's
don't know.
So, like, because you can get so much leverage. Obviously, you can't do it to the head. That's a whole different thing.
But
That's a whole
the
different
body,
thing. But the
you
body.
can. I absolutely agree.
Why not?
I don't know why.
I mean, you see people when they're against the cage, they're in their calf or whatever, punching their calf. Like, bro, throw a knee to that. Like, come on. Like, I don't know. The only thing I can think of is like maybe in the moment they feel like, oh, they'll. Like they try to throw it and someone pushes forward and then they lose their balance.
Exactly.
They can lose position. But if you're in side control, to me, there's just nothing. Throw the knee to the body. Just do it. I mean, because even if they scramble as they throw the knee, like you still have a dominant position. Obviously, it's on you to keep the dominant position. But I don't know. That's something that my biggest critique with modern MMA now.
My favorite, most recent knee was Jack Delas. I don't know how to say his last name, but Jack versus Burns. You remember he was shooting for that takedown? He got him with that knee because he just kept shooting for the takedown.
The other one, Sugar Sean, he fucking hit it too.
Oh my god,
that was a brutal knee.
Dude, I was actually thinking about his Sean O'Malley's performance against Chito Vera, the second one.
Yeah,
that has to be his best performance.
It's up there.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing
with my only thing with Sean is that I feel like he just lacked personality to me. Like the way that he looks and like his whole persona, like the hair, the tattoos. I feel like he should be more like a Connor clone, but I don't even feel like he's like that. Like to me, it's like when his banter in like press conferences, I'm like, what?
It's a lot more broy. I
don't even feel like it's that. I really don't.
I feel like his personality is just the way he dresses.
I don't know. That's my only gripe with Sean O'Malley. Other than that, I think he's amazing. Like martial artist, his stand-up is crazy.
I love watching that.
Although I think he did lose that fight to Peter Yan, 100%.
Really?
I do. I think Peter Yan closed it on if I remember correctly, he took him down at one point.
This is where we agree to disagree.
You thought Sean won?
I thought Sean won all 3 rounds.
All 3?
I'm just kidding. Oh. I'm just kidding.
He does things like that.
I just like to argue with him.
I know he does.
I do.
So, okay, be real. Who did you think won that fight? I know this was like 2 years ago.
I feel like, man. It's been so long though.
I mean, it was really sick though that they both landed their own like counter left hook on each other. It was really cool.
Yeah. That's a rematch. I really wouldn't mind.
The only thing is Peter Yan is he's on like a losing streak.
He just won. He beat Song Yadong.
Oh, did he just win?
Yeah,
okay.
he beat him.
Because I know he had like a 3-fight losing streak. They were all decisions, really close decisions.
Yeah, but it was just against fucking grapplers. Though,
yeah.
To be fair.
But the only thing with my criticism with Yan, because he's I do like Yan.
He's too slow.
You think he's slow? Really?
No, I mean like.
I think he's a slow starter.
He needs to pick up the pace towards the end. Especially if it's a 3-round.
Yes, in a 3-round fight, he just lets the first round just be, and he needs to start.
Dude, I was watching some of Peter Yan's sparring footage, and I'm like, please, just fight like this, and you'll win every single time.
Yeah, he's so good, dude. He's one of the best boxers.
His Muay Thai too is so underrated, and he trains in Thailand.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
He's really good friends with that Rafael Faizev, the one I told you, the one another Muay Thai champion that transitioned into MMA, and his Muay Thai is phenomenal. You know, so
I didn't know that.
Yeah, dude. You know me.
He's been really into Muay Thai lately.
Dude, it's kind of like the thing. If people have the thing with MMA with just heavy grappling, like watch a kickboxing fight. Watch Muay Thai.
Yeah.
You're gonna get your rocks off. You're gonna
It's crazy.
It's amazing.
I mean, okay, perfect example is fucking Alex Pereira, bro. He has that mindset of because like kickboxers just fight like every other month. Like it's ridiculous. And right now he's like the most active UFC fighter in recent memory.
Fucking saving UFC 303.
Yeah.
Again.
And to me,
they literally saved the last card he was on because John Jones had to pull out because of an injury, and now he's saving the Conor McGregor card.
Yep.
And he's slow, not even slowly. He's so beloved now. It's actually insane.
See, okay. I was a pretty big Izzy fan going into it. I was. Yeah, I was gonna say. I feel like Alice has kind of like showed me a little bit, like shined some light on Izzy to me, because I'm like, wow, Izzy. Like kind of looking back at some of his old performances, I'm like, bro, you should have destroyed this dude. Like you should have like. Sometimes he'll just be too cool. Like a jab, lick it, jab, lick it. 1, 2. I'm gonna throw like my counter lead, like wild dipping back, which is weird. a lot of coaches will tell you not to do. But like those are like his techniques that he relies a lot on. That I've kind like I guess my rose tinted glasses have kind of like come off now because of the whole Alex. Because I would just look at Alex, I'm like, bro, Alex is so good.
Dangerous.
He's so good. He's so dangerous. And I don't know, his next fight is gonna be crazy, bro. Because their first fight was just too early. I thought it was too early.
The stoppage.
Yes, the stop.
I didn't think so. He went limp.
Well, okay.
And
If
he
you look
fell
at-
back.
Here's the thing, though, is that here's my thing. When it's for the championship, let them go out. I'm sorry.
He would have died.
No, hold on. No, he did go. I do think he would have lost. Because he went in. Alex went straight into full mount, and he was about to he could have launched elbows and fucked him up.
Yeah.
But to me, getting to a championship fight is so hard that you gotta let them dudes just go, bro. Like that's the hill I'll die on. Is when it's for the championship.
I mean, I get
I
that.
think you just gotta let them be.
I get
Because
that.
like you never know if they're ever gonna get there again.
Who was the ref for that? Herbie?
No, I don't. Maybe it was. It was a while. This fight.
You
was a
didn't
while
watch
ago.
that live, actually. I did.
Yeah, I didn't watch that.
First of all, the Tom Aspinall fight was the fight of the night for me.
Which one was that one?
Tom Aspinall versus Sergey Pavlovich. When he knocked him out in the first round.
Yeah.
And
The
Sergey
1-2, right?
Yeah. And Sergey was coming off an insane streak that everyone was like, dude, this is the boogeyman of the heavyweight division. And he just sparks him in the first
I mean, you
round.
made me a fan of Tom Aspinall because like
Tom
I
Aspinall,
didn't.
dude.
I'm not gonna lie. For a minute there, to me, the heavyweight division just went into. It was like a
Stagnant.
It was so
just-
stagnant, and I just forgot about it. I was like, I'm not following anyone. There's no one
There's
interested.
no one
And then he told me
interesting.
of Tom Aspinall. I was like, where the hell did this dude come from?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he's the interim champion. I'm like,
And
this dude's a beast.
Dude, the way he moves when he strikes.
Dude,
How
he moves
fast
so
is that for
fast.
an
He's
heavyweight?
so fast.
He reminds me of like a prime JDS.
Yeah, I can see
You know?
that. Yeah, I can see that.
And he's just so good. I have nothing but good things to say about Aspinall. Now, I do think that he probably should be champ, and I don't think there's anything bad about. I don't want to say strip John Jones, but like,
No, strip him. Strip him.
man,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
do you?
I know we
Okay.
mentioned it in a podcast that didn't fully come to realization, but there's only, to my knowledge, there's only been one other time an interim title has been defended, and that was back in like the featherweight division, I think, or maybe it was bantamweight.
Okay, but do you think if someone is out because of an injury for a set amount
He's not
of
injured
time-
no more. He's not injured no more. That's where my issue comes in. He's not injured no more. He's like, I want to fight Stipe, the 45-year-old man that hasn't won a fight since 2020.
Hey,
I like Stipe. Don't get me
Okay,
wrong. I
but
like
he's still
Stipe.
one of the goats. Okay, if
No, no,
anybody
no,
deserves,
hold on.
if anybody
That's not-
could get,
I'm not denying that he's a GOAT. I think he's
Okay.
my heavyweight GOAT, for sure.
but what I'm trying to say is, if anybody deserves to get a title shot, even coming off a loss, it's Stipe. He's the GOAT.
But here's the thing, though, is it should have happened 3 years ago.
I agree, it should have happened a long time ago, but
He's just
you know,
to me as
I'm
a
just
person,
defending my boy Stipe.
and me as
to
a
get
person,
what he wants.
Stipe,
That's
I
all
just
I'm saying.
don't want.
I would be okay if Stipe fought Tom Aspinall, honestly, but I know he's not going to do that because John Jones is up.
But to me, you're just holding up the
legacy fight.
division too much. Is the problem.
I mean, you're
That's
not wrong.
that's the problem.
You're not
That's where
wrong.
the issue comes in, and that's where my thing with John is. John is healthy now. They easily could have booked a fight with him and Tom Aspinall. Guy and whoever was undisputed. Then, if you really want, Stipe can come in and get knocked the fuck out. That's just how I see it. I think he's losing to both of them.
Don't be surprised that.
I think he's losing to both of them.
To who?
If he fought Tom Aspinall, he's losing. If he fought John Jones, he's 100% losing.
Stipe?
Yes.
Oh. No, dude, Stipe's going to spark.
No, see, I wouldn't be mad at that. But me, as being a logical fan, it was. Now, I've been wrong before because I thought I did not like when Max was going to fight Gaethje. I was like, this is terrible. I'm going to cry. Please don't.
I
And
mean,
it ended up
I
being one of the
convinced
great. I
you.
know it ended up being one of the greatest knockouts.
I
ever.
literally had
But
to
I
convince
did
him. I was
tell
like,
you, all the
dude, Max
cards-
is going to do what he asked
See,
for.
here's the thing, though, is all the cards are just stacked against Stipe. Bro, he's been inactive, and he's like 45 now. Let that man
But
retire.
I make the argument that if out of any division where age does not matter, I truly think it's that.
I do agree with that because Randy Couture, he won it at 48, I think.
Exactly.
But hold on. He had a different style. His was like, I'm gonna do the 1-2, and I'm gonna take it down, or I'm gonna dirty
Okay, but
box
you're
you.
talking about a man that,
Hold
that
on,
fights
hold on.
fires. You think he fears
Hold
John
on,
Jones?
hold on. The thing is that his whole thing is boxing. He's always been a great boxer. I think he's one of the best heavyweight boxers in the UFC for sure. But John just has so much reach. He's just so powerful, and he's just younger. He's just younger.
Yeah, but I think him getting injured like that.
No, I agree.
I think the after effects of whatever he did take in his career is catching up to him, and I think that gives him the body of a 45-year-old. It may look nicer, but I think it just doesn't hold up as it used to. That is why I think Stipe has a better chance than most are giving him credit for. It's understandable.
No, okay. I think he 100% has a chance at winning against Tom. I don't think he does. I'm sorry, I really
do. You
don't.
think
I've watched John's entire career.
Do you think Tom has a chance to beat John Jones?
Yes, I do. Mainly because of speed. Just speed and age. Because I think if he hits it with a good shot, he can recover. That's just one thing about being younger and being in better shape. You can recover from things. That's a fact. That's 100% fact. Versus if you're older and you take a good shot, you start becoming a little chinny chin chin. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's just one of those things. And with the heavyweights, bro, it's just power, bro. And I think Tom is just so fast and so elusive. Now, if that fight was to be set today, like if somehow the fight fell through and they're like, this is for the undisputed, this is what's happening now, which I'd be 100% up for, I would lean towards John. But in terms of like we're going percentages, I would say 70% John, and then the remaining would be Tom. Just because it's one. You can't count out John Jones. There's just no way about it. No matter, I have my own things about him being on drugs and whatnot and popping, but at the end of the day, he's one of the best of all time, without a doubt. And I think going against Tom, the thing with Tom is I think he would commit to leg kicks, which I think no one has really done against John.
Yeah.
Dude, he has like no meat on his legs, like that's you can look his calves in general. You can really fuck him up with some good ones. Now he can obviously counter it. He can check it. He can throw 1-2 off. He's so long.
But I think Tom seems like an extremely good grappler.
Oh yeah,
I can get out.
That was another thing I was gonna say is that I think he can get himself up to a feet. Or honestly, I think the route to go with John for Tom would be more like a dirty boxing. Something that he's not expecting. Get him against cage, knee to the body, elbows, things like that. Maybe get him cut up, get in and feel the pressure. I think like a different approach to John, I think would be really surprising to John, to me. So
I don't disagree. I would still, what's crazy is I like John Jones, but in both of these matchups, I am rooting against him.
Yes, I agree.
I
agree.
Because I just like Stipe a lot more as like a overall person, and Tom too. I think Tom is so cool, so chill. I think that it's really only a matter of time that someone like Tom, if not Tom, takes over the heavyweight division and makes it his.
Yes.
And I think that one of the biggest problems right now that everyone's having is that the division is just in a state of limbo, and there's no definitive person. I don't think it's fair that Tom has to defend an interim belt. I also don't think it's fair that Curtis Blades has to fight for an interim belt. I feel like he's done enough to at least go for a title shot.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I'm not a fucking matchmaker.
To me, I know.
Yeah, dude. Dude, but that was the light heavyweight division. Remember?
That is true.
The light heavyweight
division
is just now stabilizing.
Exactly.
And again, we don't even know if Alex Pereira is going to actually win.
Yeah, that fight's going to be good.
We don't know.
I don't know. Me personally, I know I was just not too long ago, I was like, I'm kind of a Alex Pereira fan now. But I'm going to be rooting against him. I'm going to be rooting for...
Yuri?
Yeah,
really?
I am. I do like Yuri. I like Yuri a lot.
I like Yuri too, but I'm just
rooting for him just because, I don't know, I guess to be a little different, but I think him having like a little title reign would be nice. I like him. I actually like him a lot.
I like Alex's title reign a little better.
See, I feel like I have no problem with that though. I'm not here to be like, oh my god, I want Alex to lose. I think it's a 50-50 fight. To be honest.
Yeah, I think it's the same.
It's a pick'em. It's literally a pick'em.
I think that.
But I'm just slightly leaning towards Yuri. That's it. Just slightly.
It's interesting. It's very interesting, especially since like I kind of did become an Alex Pereira fanboy. I'm not gonna lie, but he's just so entertaining to watch, and the way he knocked out Hill. Oh.
Dude, who knocks someone out with a shovel hook that kind of barely lands?
Did you see what he did though? Did you see what he did? He did a really cool trick, because Alex is orthodox and Jamal Hill's a southpaw. He stepped on his lead foot.
Yeah, I did see that. Did you see what Joe said though? That he's like, they should have broken up more and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I do. I
see
agree.
the point. I see the point.
I kind of agree, But it just goes back to Floyd Mayweather versus Ortiz.
Oh, see, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Protect yourself at all times. I know it sucks and it's anticlimactic, but like you gotta protect yourself all the time.
Anything at any moment, and especially with the way Jamal Hill was talking, you should have been fucking locked in from the beginning.
Should have been dialed in.
You know, but again, I'm just some fucking fan that is overweight and has training. So I mean, who am I to judge and tell this mixed martial artist how to fight? But still, at the end of the day, bro, like the reason why people are giving him so much grief is because of the way he talked.
Yes.
Although, to be fair, to be a fighter, they're not normal human beings, and you do need to be delusional. You do need to be confident. And it does come off as, what's the word that I'm looking for here? Not overcompensating, but like, it can come off a little too... God, I can't speak
to me, after the fight, he's too much coke to me. Too much coke from his end. Yeah, like the way he sided me, he's like, "Oh man, like this shouldn't have." To me, you gotta be like Dustin Poirier. Swallow it. I felt like I could have won that fight at any moment, but it is what it is. That night happened. Like to me, that's how you have to swallow it after that moment. Like, regardless of what you think of, like, oh, you close the distance too quick, which I do slightly agree, but it just goes back to the thing of you gotta protect yourself at all times. So it's just like, I don't know, too much coke to me for Jamal Hill afterwards. In a very first round knockout. I haven't seen the fight since the card happened. I did see that they put a free fight for it. But I remember it being like super quick. You know what I mean? Like there's not too much.
And it kind of really does lean in a lot into the narrative of Alex Pereira that like at any moment this man's gonna put your lights out. So
what's crazy is it's his left hook. I've always told you I love like left hooks or left hooks to the body. I mean you're on the same page pretty much. But like his ability to just be like throw his leg kick without setting it up is like something I would love to do. But I have to always step into it. There's just no way around it for me unless I'm in like a southpaw and I do it from the left leg. But like so that's something that I would love to like master is to just throw it naked, but it always have full power and full because he doesn't have to do a setup. Like I'm like jealous.
You're like I gotta do this, and then you just do that.
Yeah.
No,
I mean the calf kick is insane, bro. It really is.
Really changed the game. Not to sound like Joe or anything.
I know, but what's kind of funny is that Benson Henderson is the first one that did it. He sucked at it.
I think it's just from what it sounds like, he just might not have been able to generate the amount of force.
Oh yeah.
For it
he never had power. He never really.
That's my general consensus when it comes to Benson Henderson. It sounds like he was an overall good mixed martial artist.
Oh yeah.
He won.
I remember his era, and I wanted him to lose every time. Because I remember when my dad ordered the fight when he fought Pettis the second time, and I was like, my whole family was like Pettis because you know he's
Mexican.
Yeah, Mexican, exactly. And they were like, "What happened?" Because he broke his arm. Did you ever see that fight? He broke his arm. They're like, "What's happening?" I'm like, "He broke it." I see it. And you could see it in the moment, like, and then he's like, the fight just stops. Like Benson's like, "Fuck," like you know what I mean? That fight, from what I remember, that fight card was really good. Yeah. I liked that era when it was very small, but that little era when Anthony Pettis was the champ and like all the fights underneath were all bangers, bro. That was like when
he was on the
Tony was like, that was when Tony was really like the start of his streak, like the very early days of his streak. Yeah, no. Sorry to bring up Tony, a fan favorite that's been getting brutally knocked out for the last 5 years.
I love you to death, man, but I don't want to see that.
This is my thought I wanted to say, is that I know it's going to sound like a little bit too casual, but I feel like the heavyweight division is the easiest to become the heavyweight goat in. I feel like it's the most open.
Why do you say that?
Because you only need 3 titles. You need more than 3 titles of defense.
But
it's the same thing with the lightweights. It's the same
exactly
thing. I know, but the lightweights is to me. There's just everyone's just too high level. Everyone's too high level. But the heavyweight right now, there's 5 heavyweights. 5 heavyweights that are that can actually challenge for the title. Wouldn't you say, John Jones, Stipe, although I questionably put in Stipe, Tom Aspinall, and then anyone else.
Curtis Blades.
Yeah, Curtis Blades. That's what I'm talking about. Is I think because let's think about this. Let's say Tom wins. He wins his interim title, which I do think he will. Then let's say he fights the winner of Stipe John. Let's say it's just a fucking war, and he barely wins it out in like a 5-round war. If he was to win, that's how I think he would win. Personally, I think it'd be
Stipe?
decision. No. I'm talking about Tom.
Oh.
If Tom won against John Jones, I think it's gonna be a 5-round war. If he won against Stipe, I think he's smoking him. I really do. It's gonna be like the cleanest 1-2, and he's gonna be done. But anyways, then at that point, you already have 2. You only need 1 more. Then let's just say Curtis plays. If he's fighting Curtis plays, who do you think's winning?
Tom Espinal.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
But
I would lean towards Tom. Yes.
Is that I do obviously you got to get past John because I would assume that he's going to win against Stipe unless he just retires. To me, the heavyweight division is the most open it has ever been to be the heavyweight GOAT. But hold on, I want to finish this topic just before I lose it. Stipe is a heavyweight GOAT right now, but at the time that he was a heavyweight GOAT, he was going against some dudes like Verdum was in there, JDS was in there, pretty much in his tail end of his prime, but he was still very good. And I know I'm forgetting one that Ngannou, like that right there. Obviously, the names are way higher caliber.
He beat
But
DC.
I think just in terms, I'm talking. I guess what I'm trying to say is more in terms of like, and he beat Steve DC, but I was talking about more like the 3 title defenses. But what I was saying is that in order to win his more title defenses, like get past that 3, I think is the easiest it's ever been right now.
You're not wrong.
Okay. I just wanted to say because I wanted to see if I was like trying to think too outside of the box with that, but I really do because I don't think you can compare it to the heavyweight or the lightweight division.
Lightweight division can still be up.
It's
and
always
at any moment.
here's the thing with lightweight division. It's always been sharks and always will be sharks. It's just a Shark Tank.
Light heavy?
No, lightweight.
Oh, lightweight. Yeah. Oh, bantamweight,
Yes.
featherweight.
Oh, dude, you just go from lightweight down.
I feel like it's easier to be champ 2 at 125.
Yeah. Well, 125 has always struggled with depth, in my opinion. It's always struggled with depth. Another thing is with Demetrius Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's one of the GOATs, but like if you really look at his resume, there's a lot of padded in there. Like
Like,
I remember,
like how to be fair too,
there just
lightweight
wasn't.
division just
It
wasn't
just wasn't
stacked.
it wasn't stacked. But I do consider him a GOAT because he ended up going to another organization and getting a championship.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So to me, he's way up there. Way up
The
there.
way he got knocked down in 1.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Crazy,
God.
bro. Crazy.
Let's bring back knees on a down opponent. Because I feel like it's just fair.
Yeah.
You know? Because especially if someone's going to shoot for a takedown, let that person throw a knee.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah.
Right? And what is that elbow that's illegal to?
The 9. I think it's 96.
96?
Yeah. I think that's what it's called.
And
A work shift.
realistically, no one would use that if they're full mount.
No,
That's
But you just don't really get the
used.
leverage. The only time is if like someone's shooting a takedown and you're able to do, but that's already legal.
Yeah.
But
Or
that's
I guess
what's
in
crazy.
full
is
guard,
that
right?
this is crazy. Yeah, in full guard. But like it's so weird because you have to be up and then you have to go down. Like it just be better to just go. Like it just makes more sense. Like with your body, the way your body naturally moves, it just makes more sense than going up to down. But we've hit the 2-hour mark. We're at 27%. So the computer did a lot better this time. That's for sure. So, any closing thoughts?
Closing thoughts. Tom Aspinall should be heavyweight champ.
I agree.
Don't disrespect Stipe.
I feel like about an hour ago I fully recovered from the smelling salts.
Really?
Yeah.
You want to go again?
No, I don't. Next spot I'll be mentally prepared to do it. But my God, I couldn't breathe. I was like, I can't wait to watch it back.
Oh,
It was
also-
I felt like I was like.
Read the labels to things before
Yes.
you use them.
We literally opened it on camera, sniffed it on
Didn't
camera, and
do
we
any of that.
And we technically took 2 hits too, because there was we had a little bit of like foreplay, but we were not prepared. We were not prepared. Do not let your kid get a hold of that.
Oh boy, did we climax. No, I know. I'm putting that away, dude. Wait, what?
What? Okay. I think that's a good one to off on them. Subscribe to the Infamous Idiots. We plan to come have an episode every week, and then videos in between that.
And we should have some interesting stuff for you guys coming up soon. So
Mhm.
tune in.
AI is gonna produce a lot of our channel. Subscribe.
Like and
Embrace
subscribe.
the future, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
All right. Peace.